Can you hear me now? Okay, Saina, very nice. So, what I was sharing was that there have been a lot of, we are going to talk about Baba's time, 1900s. Uh, lot of devotees got pulled to Baba through dreams and, they were sick, etc. We'll talk a lot of that things here. So, but the devotee right now, what we are talking is DM Malki. He was a medical practitioner. He got sick. He had running high fever, and Baba came in his dream and me. And that's what happened. Baba's words are words. It bound to happen. So he got fine, but normally what happens, people forget, and he never went to Shirdi. So he got busy in his daily routine like what we all do, and then Baba wanted to remind him again. And this time what happened, he was part of the surgery. He was doing a delivery surgery, and the body fluid went into his eyes. And the situation was that bad that he went to Nashik, showed to doctors, and they said, you're going to lose your eye. So he was very terrified. He was a young guy, and he made a vow to Baba, Baba, I know I did not visit you before, but this time please fix my eye and I will definitely go there. So, and his eye got fixed, and he decided he's going to go to Baba. He went to Manmad. He was there waiting for the train to Shirdi, and then he happened to meet the station master. And lot of people during Baba's time, they did not like the way Baba was doing, the asking dakshina and charan tirat, and that's what he fed into his ears. So DM Mulki again from it, and he went back. There was another devotee, Gopal Bhaskar Dattar, from Nagar, Ahmed, all these lilas. He said, I want to go, but he was again dissuaded from other people not to go. So, why I'm telling to all of you is, if you have to visit to Baba or Baba's Sammelan or anything, it's not your wish, it's the Baba's wish. Baba will pull you here, like we will hear in today's Sammelan, and this invitation for the Sammelan went to several devotees. We are going to do Parayan today. Now you read Satchit and you do it, but Adhyan is same as Shravan, and Baba is a very simple guru. Bachan or anything, mantra to anyone. You have read in Pothi that Mausi came and she started fasting, and she said, if you don't give me, I will not do. Baba said, Hamara gharana alag hai. Right? So Baba will give you answers to your questions through his leelas, right? And that's what we are going to do today. You're going to hear from the families that have visited from India how they heard from their forefathers, Pothi, and it's not that Hemant Pant didn't want to write that, but Hemant Pant wrote few chapters just before Baba. The rest of the stuff he has been writing in chits, right? So it was given, he wrote what was given to him, right? So today we are going to hear a lot of those leelas here. And then another thing, now you have come to Parayan, you are the appointed devotees by Baba to come here. In Shirdi, when Baba was there was a tradition. Ek pratha thi ki if you have to go out of Shirdi, you need to take Baba's permission. Okay? So I'll tell you the Satheji. Sathe wala jinhone bataya tha Satheji. Satheji was a deputy collector, and he had to attend a meeting in Manmad with British big guy Curtis. He was all ready to go, and Baba told Dada Kelkar was his father-in-law. Baba told Dada Kelkar, isko lock kar do room mein. And Satheji was really shocked. He has a big meeting, he has a government job. If he doesn't go, he's going to lose his job. And he literally locked him for 2 days, and inside his mind is going on what's going to happen, Curtis, all that. And during those time, what happened, jab meeting hoti thi, they will ship their tents and everything ahead of the time in the rail. And everything went there, and if the person doesn't arrive, it's a big nightmare to manage and bring it back. So he was really worried, and after a few days when they unlocked him, he came to know that the meeting never happened, it got postponed. Okay, I will give you another instance. Bhuti ji, he went to Baba's Dwarka Mai one day, and he wanted to go to wash. I held him. He said no. 8 a.m. he went there. Baba said, you are not going anywhere outside of the Dwarka Mai, and he never let him go until 10 p.m. And he said, Baba, now if you don't, there's going to be an accident here. Baba, okay, so why I'm saying these things, again, this is not Baba didn't want them to go. There is a reason behind all this stuff. And why I'm telling you all this is, you have come here, leave everything to Baba. Don't worry what's happening in my home, mera bachcha kya kar raha hai, wo kya ho raha hai. Everything is here. Baba will take care of you. Okay, you attend to this, satsang, kirtan, and hear the lilas, because I can promise you, when you go back to Shirdi next time, there's going to be different perspective. We did this yesterday in Scarsborough Mandir, right? We have other happening. The context, how we started this. So, Shama once asked Baba, yeah, Quran and Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, did they really exist? Baba said, they did exist. So he said, okay, so then how come where were all the wonders? Use the other mic. Yeah, okay. So Shama said, Baba, you are saying they existed. So where was the Vanar Sena of Shri Ram sitting, when the bridge was made? So he said they were sitting like ants on the trees. So Shama started laughing. So Shama said, Baba, you are saying as if you have seen it. Baba said, I did see it. I was there. And you were also there. The difference is, you don't remember, but I remember all these things. Okay? And why I'm saying this is because 200 years down the road, 300 years down the road, there will be somebody who will question, right? So what we started during COVID times was, we started an online session where we'll bring all the descendant families who had lived with Baba, and we captured them digitally through interviews in the same format you are going to hear today. What we surprised is a wealth of information that is not in the Pothi, right? And we got that with Baba's willingness to each nook and crook corner of India, that I don't think it's practically possible to go there because of logistics, like Badlapur, Bala Sahib Dev ka ghar, and Pune, lot of places we went, Nagpur and everything, right? So we captured that, and there's a digital channel where you do that, and then we did this for 1 full year. And then at the end of the year, we did our first Sai Sammelan on January 6th in 2002. That was the tail end of the COVID thing. We weren't sure how many devotees will come, but we did it, and there was a full house, very, very great response, like it's today, right? And there were devotees throughout India, and we brought all the descendant families onto the one platform where they can physically meet. And that was broadcasted live on Sai Leela that day also, and like it's done today, and to US, Canada. So there was a desire from the devotees here in US and Canada that we should have the same thing here, and that's what we are doing today. Okay, so now what we are gonna do is, you heard about Dr. Sainath Gavankar, Dr. Anna Sahib Gavankar ji. We will hear some great leelas, right? He went to Baba. He was blessed by Baba in 1918. But there's a story behind that. How did he end up going there? And after that, you'll hear from Dr. Sainath Gavankar ji that they got actually the Baba Sakshatkar in their home. Anna Sahib Gavankar was a divine soul, because You will hear throughout this session that as you are with Baba, you actually keep moving on to the next level. This Gavankarji's interview discussion, we will play you the video, short snippet of the first Baba temple, Sai Baba temple that was built during Baba's time. Keshavrao Pradhan from Bhivpuri, he built that temple. So not many devotees know about that. We will play that. You'll get to know a lot of information. How did he get to Shirdi? How did he get to make that temple in Bhivpuri? Then after that, we're gonna discuss, hear from Nulkarji. Tatya Sahib Nulkarji was a very early devotee of Baba. Around 1908 he went, right? And I will tell you one thing, this is what we are doing today in Canada, in Toronto, and it's not that we planned out this way, but it happened to be that way, that Tatya Sahib Nulkar, who started Guru Purnima in Shirdi with Baba, he was the person along with Dada Sahib Kelkar, he started that. His great-grandson is here on the same event this week in Canada. So it's very momentous that we will be hearing from Nulkarji. And then we are going to have some short snippets of videos of a great devotee. I'm sure you all know Lakshman Mamaji. When Baba did Mahasamadhi, the last puja that was done was by Lakshman Mamaji. He's from Vitthal Mandir. So his son Bappaji, he spent quite number of years with Baba. Like, when we go to during summer vacations, we'll go to our grandparents' house, we'll play around and all that stuff. They were fortunate people who used to spend summer vacations with Baba in Dwarka Mai. Right? That's really great. So we will hear about the Vitthal Mandir because that's where Das Ganuji started Stavan Manjali. He wrote his Bhakta Leela Amrit and other books on saints. No, go to Vitthal Mandir. Okay? So we will hear, see that short snippet video. And I think the great stuff we have, for you is, I'm sure you will wonder that, okay, I wish somebody would have captured the audio interview or video interviews of these devotees who actually lived with Baba. So guess what? It is there, and we are going to today play the audio interview of Bappaji, who actually lived with Baba, and you're going to hear how Baba used to do, what he used to do. Okay? So that was done by a professor in Italy in 1985 as part of his thesis, but it never came out public until recently, 2 years back. And again, that's also Baba's miracle, why it happened, and then we, as part of the online thing, we translated that, so that we can share it with our devotees. And then I'm sure we all, wonder how Baba looked. Baba lamba tha, chota tha, bada mota, right? So bring your imagination to rest, because Dr. Gavankar, the elder son of Nulkarji, they used to go with Nulkarji, Tatya Sahib Nulkarji, to Shirdi. So they had a camera. We'll actually see how Baba looked, okay? Because you are appointed devotees coming here, all of you will get that picture to take home with you. So with that, Gavankarji, may I request you to come to the stage. Sai Ram Gavankar ji. Okay. No, on. You have to on it. It's not on.
श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय.
So, what we'll do is, Gavankarji, let's first introduce yourself. Actually, put the family tree. So, Gavankarji, why don't you share, how you're related to Anna Sahib Gavankarji, right?
My name is Dr. Sainath Keshav Gavankar. I am one of the son of Dr. Anna Sahib Gavankar, who was fortunate to have a darshan at his age of 12 in Shirdi with Baba. That is the one of the thing. And before that, I will tell how he went to Shirdi, how Baba called him to Shirdi. He was having residence about 70 to 80 kilometers from Bombay city in Arnala. He was running down a fever. His uncle was also RMP doctor, and there was one doctor, Gavankar, MBBS doctor, was in that village. They were treating him, but there was no relief. So many days passed. Then they decided that we'll go to Bombay city and we'll consult some specialists for his diagnosis. So they took my father, they went to Bombay city, consulted some consultant, and then finally it was diagnosed that there is a pus in his chest. At that time, about 110 years back, the child was about 7 years old. The family member decided we don't want to go him under operation. Whatever you want to do, give him medicine, but we don't want to let him go under operation. Again, he was brought back to village. At that time, my father's aunt, Tamabai, she got worried. When there is no medical treatment, how will become good, all right? And she was started crying. At the same time, Keshavrao Pradhan, son-in-law of Hemadpanta, was residing in the Arnala. He came to know, and just he had come from the Shirdi having darshan with the Baba. Along with him, he had a Baba's photo. He came to our place. When my father's aunt told him that such a thing is happening, he said to that, don't worry, there is no medical treatment. This is Baba's photo. He is your doctor. He is your doctor. Tell him that he will definitely cure the child. Then he put that Baba's photo on a platform. He asked, bring one coconut, put in front of Baba's photo, and Baba, get him cured. I will bring to him to Shirdi for your darshan with 5 share pedas. Accordingly, that night, when she was sleeping, in a dream she saw somebody fakir had come in their house. She got up. She saw there was nothing was there. Then she touched my father's body. It was cold and calm. She started crying. When in the afternoon there was so much temperature and her body is very cold. She shouted. She called the doctor. Doctor came back in the house and examined my father. He said to that, don't worry, child is all right, nothing is sweat spot on his chest. He removed that shirt, and then he came to know the pus was oozing from the left side of his chest. That mark was there. I have seen that mark also. The pus was oozing out without operation. Pus was coming out. The doctor drained that pus and gave the treatment, and my father became all right. My father became all right. Then days passed, years passed. After 5 years, in 1918, they came to know that my father's aunt had vowed to Baba that I will bring him to Shirdi for his darshan. And so, some of the relatives, they went to Shirdi along with my father. He was just 12 years old with the 5 share pedas. When they went to Shirdi, they were standing in front of Sai Baba. Baba immediately called them, come here. And then went to Baba, they have a darshan, and he asked, where is my pedas? Baba asked, where is my pedas? And then my father gave that pedas box in Baba's hand, and Sai Baba started eating all the pedas. He did not distribute that pedas to surrounding devotees. Shama was standing nearby. He said, Deva, तू अकेला खा रहा है, किसी को बांटना नहीं है. Then Baba said, this lady has kept me hungry for 5 years. Next day it was, again they went to take a darshan of Baba. He was standing in front of Baba. Baba asked him, give me dakshina. The boy of tell you there were no money in his pocket. He could not understand what to do. Madhara Deshpande was standing just near Baba. He took my father's hand and said, Diya, that is given. Baba took that hand in his hand and put that wish in his company's pocket. Baba said, that is taken. Only given and taken, these two words were exchanged among them. At that time, Baba said to Madhava Deshpande, now this company belongs to him. It is his property. You have to hand over to him. Deshpande said, Baba, he's just a 12 years boy. He doesn't understand the significance of this company. I will keep it with me. Whenever he becomes young older, I will hand it over to him. Then in the October, Baba took Samadhi. My father was in college. He became a medical doctor. He became a medical from the Nair Medical College and started practice. He got married. Again, he had a fever for so many days. My mother came to know he had same problem during his childhood. So she said to him that we will go to Shirdi, we will have a darshan of Samadhi, you will get cured. And then they went to Shirdi. From there onwards, he used to go to Shirdi every year. In 1931...
So Gavankar, sorry. So this company is with you?
Yeah, this company is with our family. For so many years, from 1900, I don't know when it got back to Hameli, but it is there with our family.
Okay, and then this happened when Anna Sahib Gavankar went to Shirdi Baba. He was like what, 12 years old?
Yeah.
Very small. And this event happened 5 years before, around when he was 7 years old, right? So okay, sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
So again he started going to Shirdi. When we went to Shirdi in 1931 on Kojagiri, there were this Kakasa Mahajani and Yashwantrao Gavankar doing their Kojagiri Jagran in Samadhi Mandir. They called my father and said to him, now we are becoming old. Here onwards, we are to continue this Kojagiri Purnima in Shirdi Samadhi Mandir. From there onwards, my father used to go to Shirdi to have a darshan of Samadhi Mandir. At that time, my father was living in a town. And before that, I'll tell you how Baba made the arrangement of his guru. His guru was Dr. Tambak Vittal Saman. He was Ganesh devotee. And when he had been to Baba's darshan, before Baba's Samadhi, he gave 2 rupees dakshina to Baba. Baba took that 2 rupees and said to him, I will send one boy to you, you have to teach him. Baba told that Ganesh Bhakta, Tambak Vittal Saman. This happened before Baba's Samadhi. My father was living in town, and at that time, what happened? In one day, in a dream, Baba came in my father's dream and told my father, I am in Kurla. Kurla was a suburb of Bombay city at that time. So, my father, along with some of the devotees, went to Kurla in search of Sai Mandir or any Sai devotee was staying there in Kurla. They went twice, but there were no Sai Mandir or Sai devotee at that time. Again, third time, they went in search of Sai Mandir in Kurla, but they didn't find anything. At that time, Mr. Masurekar was with my father. He said to my father, Doctor, there is no Sai Mandir, there is no Sai devotee in Kurla, we'll go back. But one saintly person is just staying opposite the chal. We'll have his darshan and then we'll go. So, both of them went to have a darshan of that saintly person. As soon as my father entered in that room, Tambak Vittal Samant was sitting in front of this room. He said, Are, tera Sai Baba idhar hi hai. Your Sai Baba is here. How he come to know that he is in search of Sai Baba? You see Sai Baba in me. You see Sai Baba in me, and accordingly, that Ganesh Vittal Saman gave a bija mantra to my father, and his spiritual upliftment went under his guidance. That is the thing about his guru and my father.
So Gavankar ji, let me share. You know Abdul Baba, right? You know Abdul Baba was the devotee. He came very early to Baba in 1889, way before any other Chandrokarji came, right? So he was, and you will see there is a pattern of things in lot of Baba's leela. So Abdul Baba was from Nanded, and he had a guru, Fakir Amruddin, and Baba came in his Fakir Amruddin's dream that isko do aam do, give 2 mangoes to Abdul Baba and send it to me. So he did the same thing, he gave to him, and Abdul Baba came to Sai Baba, and jab Abdul Baba Dwarka Mai mein aaye, to Baba said, "Ah, kaua mera kaua aa gaya." So what I'm trying to say is how Baba got Anna Sahib, Guru, and Abdul Baba. There is a pattern. Lot of other leelas that we'll see, you can see this is all similar. You say how this is similar, and we will connect those dots at the end. How that is similar.
At that time, my father having a clinic in Chinchpokli area. There was the studio of Mr. M.D. Kamli, Madhusudan Kamli, the famous painter at that time, who made the first Lal Bagh Raja. He was the first person or a painter who prepared the Lal Bagh Raja. That tradition was going in his family. He made a good painting of Baba in his studio, and it was lying in his studio. Baba came in his dream and told him, "Now you have prepared my painting. Go, there is one doctor nearby. Go to him and hand over this painting to him." So in search of my doctor, he came to my father's dispensary and handed over that painting to my father. He said, "I have painted this Baba's painting. I want to give it to you." My father said, "I don't have that much money. You are a well-known painter. I can't offer that much money to you." He said, "I don't want any money. Baba has told me that give it to you. That's why I am giving to you." Again he went back. Father was sitting and he thought, how he is giving me free? How he is giving me free? He kept that painting as it is in his dispensary. Again, after 7 days, he came back to see what is happening. He saw that the same painting is like as it is. He said, "Doctor, you have not framed that painting." Doctor said, "I don't be handing over to you." That Baba's painting came to in your house. Baba's painting, when Baba's painting came to our house, he decided to have a Baba's Punyatithi. He started performing Baba's Punyatithi at his residence.
So Gavankar ji, that painting, do we have a picture of okay, so that painting came to Kurla home? Where did that painting come? Kurla's house?
No, that at Lal Bagh home.
So this is the book. So Anna Sahib Gavankar ji wrote the book, and this has been translated to English, Telugu and other languages. We have these books here for so that you can take it, work with Ramji or Nishanji, right? And this book has
came in his dream and told my father, "Bhiksheshi bhakar lai god." Begging aam and preparing dhunka and bhakar is very nice, very sweet. Accordingly, father went to 3-4 families, begged, this is called your atta, and prepared the Baba's day.
So I know, Gavankar ji, so Baba took Mahasamadhi in 1918, Anna Sahib went in 1918. After that, Anna Sahib used to go to Shirdi, ties with Shama. So let's talk about that.
He had a very close relationship with Madhavrao Deshpande. Whenever he used to go to Shirdi, he used to stay with Madhavrao Deshpande, and he used to hear so many lilas from Madhavrao's mouth. He heard so many lilas from Madhavrao as well as from other devotees also who were staying at that time in Shirdi and who were with the Sai Baba. One day he has mentioned that during one meeting, Madhavrao Deshpande started crying in front of my father. He told my father, "Doctor, actually, Bhagavan was with us, me. He was staying with us, but I could not recognize him. I shouted at him. I abused him like anything. And he started crying. I could not recognize that father. God was with us only, staying in our family also. That is the thing my father told to me, us only, that he started crying about Sai Baba because he had abused Baba like anything. He shouted Baba so many times on him. That is the thing that I heard from my father.
So Shama's relation with Baba was very close, like Arjun Krishna, we have read it, right? So Baba used to give dakshina to lot of his close devotees, but he never gave to few of them, and one of them was Shama, and another was Mahalsapati. So Shama said, Baba, kya deva? Shama used to address Baba as Deva, right? Kya deva? You don't give me anything, you give all the money to everyone. हमारे को भी पान बीड़ा के लिए, cigarette के लिए, so tobacco के लिए. So Baba said, that's not meant for you. You have some bigger things. So we are humans. Shama was. What happened one day? He used to read all his letters to Baba, Shama, and we'll see that with Nulkarji. He has some letters that we're going to share. So he will get all his correspondence, open it up, and share it with Baba. So once what happened, Baba got dakshina of 2 rupees in a money order or kuch. He got it, and whatever happened, he took that 2 rupees. क्या सोचा श्यामा के दिमाग में क्या आया, उसने 2 रुपए लेके द्वारका माई के आउटसाइड वॉल के नीचे उसको छुपा दिया कि I will take it for my thing. And then after a few days, Shama has had a theft in his house for 250 rupees. Shama का घर you would have seen, right? Night near द्वारका में. So उसके घर में चोरी होगी 250 रुपए, and he was all in flames. Oh, what happened? How did it happen? Baba, तू तो है, ये क्या हो रहा है? He ran to द्वारका में because Shama used to run everything. Whenever he ran to द्वारका में, he said, Baba, I'm done. 250 रुपए चोरी हुई, 250 rupees.
So Baba said, you have come to me for 250 rupees wish. Who should I go to for 2 rupees? So Shama then realized, ki Baba, you got it done for 2 rupees only. So Baba said, fakir ke 2 rupees bahut hote hain.
Okay, so he realized. So the thing is that Shama और बाबा का relation काफी था, very friendly, like Gavankar ji ने बोला. There were many things because Shama was a human being. Earlier, Shama never treated Baba as he was a schoolmaster, right? And but later on, he saw from his window that Baba was really a god. He's not like God. He is God, and that's what he realized, and that's what Gavankar ji is saying. When in human form we see, we don't realize that, right? And you'll hear this today that about many of the other Dev Babas. Dev Baba was grandson of Hemant Panji, who was also very divine, who was blessed with Baba, and he happened to see Baba standing right next to himself. But I'm sure many of us, not many, all of us would have met Baba in one form or the other somewhere in your life, but we couldn't recognize him, right? And because it's a human form, right, we don't see that. So Gavankar ji, let's continue with the, I know Anna Sahib Gavankar ji was Sansthan president. Pran Pratishtha, Baba ki jo idol, jo Talim ji ne banai thi. Let's talk about that.
Regarding Pran Pratishtha of Baba, my father was president of that Sansthan. There was photo before that, and the committee decided that we will have a murti of Baba. And so the decision was taken, resolution was passed, to whom to give the contract of this making murti. Accordingly, there were 2 or 3 names were there. They put that sheet in front of Baba, and Talim name came. So that contract was given to Talim, and then Talim started performing a murti in his studio. His studio was just nearby, about 3 kilometers from my father's dispensary. And my father used to go there in his studio for observing how much work has been done. Yes, how that come? That Dr. Kakaria from Delhi came in Bombay to see so many devotees in Bombay. He asked me, Doctor, we will go to Talim studio. So we went to Talim studio, and then I remembered that there were so many birds. Nehru Bhatt was there, Gandhi Bhatt was there, Tilak Bhatt was there. Then I remember I had been to the studio so many years back. And then I remember that I had been here only with my father. One day when he was making this murti, Talim asked my father, Doctor, you have seen Baba's. I want to make two features, Baba's eyes and Baba's nose. These are the main features of the face. Just narrate me how Baba's eyes were there, how Baba's nose was there. Father told him, I don't remember, I was just 12 years old kid. But Baba gave darshan to Talim in front of that statue, and see, I don't know, but he got the feature of Baba's nose and eyes. That came to my father also. Father went immediately to his studio and asked him, what happened? Then he told my father, Doctor, I was just thinking about Baba's nose and eyes. I saw one of the face of Baba. My father said, bring immediately Aarti. Since you got darshan of Baba here only, and perform, the Aarti was performed in that studio, it was the first Aarti, and I had seen that photo also. My father and Talim were performing Aarti of that statue. Then it was decided that who will perform the Prana Pratishtha of Baba's Murti in Shirdi. There were so many names. Dev Muhammad are there, some were there. Each one was interested. So father said, we don't have any discussion about it, we don't have any conflict among us. We'll put the names, whoever wants to do the Prana Pratishtha. So 3-4 chiefs were put in front of Baba, and my father's name came out. And it was decided that Dr. Gavankar will perform the Prana Pratishtha of that statue. I remember that I had been with my father, I was just 5 years old. We had a bus from Kurla, and about 16 Brahmin from Thana and Kurla, we started going to Shirdi. During journey at Adgaon, our bus got punctured. We came down, the driver took that tire and went away. We had been bath also in nearby river. After some hours, he came back, again we started. One of the Brahmin asked, the driver asked, see, everybody is there in bus or not? Then all said, yes, everybody is there. But one Brahmin remained outside. And that driver started the bus. That Brahmin started running from that, and he stopped one lorry and told that lorry driver that other members are going that bus. Just overtake that bus. So that lorry driver was overtaking our bus, and our bus driver was not giving his to overtake. Finally, he took that lorry in front of my bus. Our bus stopped. That Brahmin came down, shouting, abusing other Brahmin. We could not understand. I was behind us, and then he came in the bus. We went to Shirdi. It was late also. All were waiting. Still, doctor has not come. Time is going on, and we reached there. At that time, Deva Mamladar was there. His wife was also very eager to have performed that Prana Pratishtha. She had so many jewelry on her body. My mother saw that. Mother said to my father, so since she is so much interested in it, let her do, let them do. No, father said, don't. Since Baba has taken my name, we have to perform that Prana Pratishtha. Let them do the puja in Samadhi Mandir, and the puja was done by Dev Mamladar. The Prana Pratishtha was performed by my father and mother. And the unveiling of the statue was performed by Sharananandaji. For Prana Pratishtha, we have to perform some rituals. Home, Havan, and all these things, they required one couple. And that was my father and mother. My father was president of that Samsthan. He could have put his name, but he was not like that. He was a total devoted person. He could not put his name. That Prana Pratishtha of Sai Baba was done by so and so. My elder sister used to tell a friend, Baba's Prana Pratishtha was performed by my mother and father. One of the friends asked him, but there is no name of your father. There is no name of your father. How could we believe? Then he came to my father and asked, Anna, there is no name that you have performed this Prana Pratishtha. How they will believe? My father said, I have not performed Prana Pratishtha of Sai Baba. Sai Baba performed through me. Who am I to perform the Prana Pratishtha of Sai Baba? Sai Baba performed through me. That's why I could not put my name that I have performed this Sai Baba's Prana Pratishtha. At that time, there were news coming in the newspapers. Some of the used to side to said, Baba's photo, Baba's Charan Kamal appear in their room, Baba's Udi appear in their house. My father used to read all these things. One thing came in his mind, I am so much devoted to Baba. And he said to Baba, Baba, I am so much devoted to you. Why you are not coming in my dream? Why you are not talking with me in dream? And at that time, it happened that we will go to Shirdi. So at that time, my father, my elder sister, and one of the side devotee, Inspector Manke, who was having a residence just nearby and having Kula police station, he used to come to my father having this discussion about spirituality. They decided to go to Shirdi. It was Sankranti time. My mother prepared 5 laddus of tilgul. He could not give the box of laddu, but just 5. He told Baba, Baba, I can offer only 5 laddus to you. I can't prepare so many laddus for you. Then she gave 5 laddus to my father, and they carried that 5 laddus to Shirdi. During the journey, out of 5, 2 laddus were eaten by my elder sister. She was younger. She ate that 2 laddu and 3 were remaining. They went to Shirdi. My father offered that 3 laddu, kept that 3 laddu on Samadhi. Then he performed 21 avartan of Ganesha Atharvashisha on Samadhi. 21 avartan Ganesha on Samadhi. And then he prayed to Baba, Baba, I don't want materialist thing. I don't want car, I don't want bangla, I don't want money. But just one thing, I want to hear from your mouth that you are mine. That is the only thing. I want to hear from your mouth that you are mine. After 2-3 days, they came to Kurla, and it was Monday. At about, we were just preparing to go to bed. At about 10:30, one fakir came in our balcony and started shouting, Doctor, doctor, doctor. My father opened the door. One fakir was standing outside the balcony, and he said, I am hungry. I am too much hungry. Give me my food, otherwise I will go. My father told him, just wait, I will ask my wife to prepare the food for you. Then he sat down in front of Baba's photo in the balcony. I remember this, I was also 5 years old. And we sat around about him. My father went inside, he brought that chapati and chutney and gave it to that fakir. He prepared four quarter of that chapati and took udi from his pocket, put that udi and offered to each and everyone sitting nearby. My father told, Baba, you are not having this, you are not eating. He said, you ate first, my belly gets full. And after he gave that chapati to each and everyone, everyone ate that chapati, then he drank water and then he gave dakar. See, you ate, my belly gets full. That is the thing. Then we were sitting nearby. One thing is there, at the starting, that father has mentioned in a letter to one of the saints at that time, the full detail of that Baba's presence in the house has been given, what Baba...
And that has been given in this this book, that what he is saying about, right?
Some of the things that I can remember, I am going to tell you. First he mentioned that when he came to Baba, our house, he told my father, I saw you in Dwarka Mai. My mother is Dwarka Mai. She said to me, since you have eaten the laddu, go there and talk to him. That's why I came. It was starting point he mentioned. Then there are so many things he was talking. Some of the points I will just share with you. And Baba's angoothi in his hand. While talking, he said, remove one, remove one. My father could not understand. Again, some of the 15 or half an hour, again he shouted, remove one, remove one. Then my father removed the Baba's angoothi as it is. He shouted, Baba is Khilona. Don't keep it in a finger. Baba is not Khilona. Keep that Baba's place is here. Prepare a locket and put in your around your neck. So because when you put ring in her hand, we touch wherever it is not pious. So he said, Baba is not Khilona. Don't put the Baba's ring in your hand. Then there are so many things that I can tell you. He asked one of the devotees there, what is your name? He said, Madhukar. He asked my brother, what is your name? My brother said, Dinu. You have been given names. I don't have name. Don't do puja of Sai Baba. First, do puja of Ai Baba. That means mother and father. Those who are not having a mother and father, they can go to Sai Baba. Before coming there, you see mother and father were given good treatment in your house. That he mentioned. Then come to me. But you see your father and mother first.
Also share about the laddu. What
Which?
about the laddus that Fakir said, I ate the laddus in the mandir. So the laddus that they took, it was only 3 laddus, right?
No, when the 3 laddus were kept on the samadhi, he mentioned initially, I ate 3 laddus. There were 5, but I ate only 3. I got only 3 laddus. That's why I came here. He remembered, he told that story also. Okay, I got only 3 laddus.
And this incident, you're seeing this chawl, this is the Kurla chawl, this has been demolished, but I'm sure many of you or few of you have fortunate to visit that. That is the place where that Fakir or Baba was mentioned in a very touching way in this book. And this incident happened throughout the night. So Baba was actually came around what time? 10 o'clock? 10:30. And he left in the morning. So he was in this chawl sitting there throughout the night. So, yeah.
He was sitting like this position only. He had an orange robe and one green handkerchief on his feet. That was there. My father told me, you are Sai Baba. You are Sai Baba. He said, I am not Sai Baba. Everywhere he said, I am not Sai Baba. Then in the morning, my father was doing his mantra jap in his mandir. We were sitting outside. He told to some of them, he's taking my name only. He's taking my name. Then one of the things is there, my father, and he told Baba, he's our maid servant. He's so poor. Baba ke samne, everybody is as it is, no poor and no rich. Baba ke liye sab same hi hai. Anybody can come, anybody can take the darshan of Baba. Ye poor hai, ye nothing is there like that only, Baba said.
So what time Baba left then?
Then again, in the mealtime, he went down for 10 minutes and again he came back up and he sat aside in front of us. Then early in the morning, he started going out. So before that, my father came and he didn't give whole, he removed the whole cloth on his face. As he went away about 10 to 15 feet, he removed that cloth. My father said, Arey, Baba. And he immediately went down. My father ran behind him. And that fakir went immediately disappeared. Not only this thing, so many devotees used to come to our place. Out of that 2 to 3 devotees got a dream. And in their dream, Baba told, I had been to doctor's place. They came in our house and they asked my father, what happened? Then father told that one fakir had been here. Then they told that it was Sai Baba only.
Very nice. So let's talk about the Tata Memorial Hospital.
Then my father used to go so many places having pravachan on Sai Baba. Once he had been to Nasik or Pune, I don't remember. After giving pravachan, one of the devotees told that one very good astrologer is just nearby. This Desai karke. Desai, his surname was Desai. We'll go there, we'll show your horoscope to that Desai. They went there, they talked to Desai. Then my father showed his horoscope to that Desai, very well-known astrologer at that time. He just read that and then said to my father, Doctor, 31st July in your life is a turning point. 31st July is the turning point of your life. Then father asked him, whether it is good or bad, I can't tell if it is good or bad. But remember 31st July is the turning point in your life. So, all that going on, after 3-4 months, again he went to have a pravachan and he had some problem in his tooth. He came back in Kurla, but since a doctor, he had something is there, he said something is there. He went to ENT surgeon, he showed to the ENT surgeon The ENT said, doctor, don't worry. Everything will happen. I am giving you treatment. It will get cured. Then one of the devotee, his relative was there in KM hospital. Mr. K.D. Desai, Dr. K.D. Desai was in Tata hospital. Then he was seen by K.D. Desai. K.D. Desai told my father, we will go to Tata hospital and we will consult Prafulla Desai. I went to the hospital. Doctor examined my father. He did not diagnose that immediately, but he said, doctor, something is there, but don't worry, we will remove it. We will operate it, we will remove it. Then he gave a date, and it was 31st July. It was 31st July of the operation day. My father just requested, doctor, you believe or not, I don't know, but don't perform operation on that day. Make it on 1st of August. Then doctor started laughing. You believe on this thing? Accordingly, the operation date was kept on 1st August. After got operation, he used to tell, just I was lying down on operation table, and when anesthesia given, I saw Yamdut coming to me. We are taking you. My father started, Baba, I am ready to come, but you have to come. If you come, I am ready to come with you, but don't send the Yamdut for me. And immediately, instead of Yamdut, he saw a Murti of Vitthal laughing. And then operation was performed, and he became all right. After that also, 14 years, he used to give pravachan. So, because he told Sai Baba, I am ready to come, but you have to come. I will come with you. And really such thing happened at the end of his Nirvana. It was in 1985.
So, before we talk about Anna Sahib Nirvan, I think you should look at this. Again, this is another thing. You'll see a pattern among when all the Baba's close devotees, they leave, they go to Baba, it's in the same way. Be it Gavankarji, we are here from Tatya Sahib Nulkarji, or Nimonkarji or anyone, they all in the same state because they are very close, and I'm sure all of us are also going to get very close and close, right? So register in your mind that this is very similar. All these things are very similar for all the Baba devotees.
So we were staying together in that child system. We had 3 double rooms, and on Sunday we had been to Chaupadi, my wife and son. We came back. We had a dinner in our room. We were 7, 8 people were staying at that time. Then my father went to WC in the balcony. While coming, he had some problem. He had asthmatic problem. He sat down there immediately in the balcony. I went there, I took him up and got him on the bed. I gave one injection, and then he became all right. But whole night he had some problem. Early in the morning, Monday, I called one of the physicians in Kurla area, a very well-known physician, Dr. Argekar. Doctor, father is doing so and so thing. Don't worry, I am coming. That Argekar, because before that also, Argekar used to come to talk to my father regarding spirituality. So he was well-known to my father, and he knows my father very well also. And the Argekar came, he examined my father and told my dad, don't worry, he is having just asthmatic attack. I am writing a line of treatment, give this medicine to him. Accordingly, I was giving medicine to my father. Monday passed, Tuesday passed. Again, Wednesday morning, doctor came to re-examine my father. He examined and said, yes, he is improving, nothing to worry, don't worry, he is improving. At that time, he was on panel doctor of ESIS. At that age also, he was signing the panel of insurance patients. I was doing everything, writing, but just he was signing on the papers, on the certificates. Till last also, that was happening. On Thursday morning, we were 7 brothers and 2 sisters. Out of that, my elder brother was in Kuwait. One was in Doha, Qatar, and one was in Baghdad. Just I was one of the 7, I was staying with him. Early in the morning, he was sitting and he was in delirium. He started talking irrelevant things. My mother called me, see how father is talking. I saw him, he was talking some irrelevant thing. See, Bhai is there, that is my elder brother, he is there, he is standing there. Then I told something, medicine has happened, we'll let him sleep. Then he slept. Our dispensary was just adjacent to Sai Baba's mandir. I was working in that dispensary. At about 11:30, again my mother called me. See how father is behaving. I saw him, how he's talking. He was sitting in a bed. I called immediately Dr. Rika. Doctor, come immediately. How my father is talking? Father, that doctor closed his consulting room and came to our place. And I remember he was sitting on a bed like this. Dr. Arikar was sitting in front of him and I was sitting in corner of the bed. These are the words I heard from my father's mouth. Doctor, actually I am seeing there are 7 layers. Somebody, they asked me my Bija Mantra. They asked me my stories from Puran and all these things. And then he said to my doctor, Doctor, Baba is preparing my house. Baba is preparing my house. Doctor took me out and told me, these are the spiritual person. I can't understand what will happen, but you just prepare the oxygen at your home. Then doctor went away. My 2 sisters were in Chembur. I immediately called them that come and see, just talk with our father. They came, my 2 brother-in-law also came. We were having talk. At that mother, see whether dhoti is there or not. Then she said, yes, 2 dhotis are there. Bring it. Then the dhotis were brought and he told my father, give it to both because next month is Adhik Mas, Purushottam Mas. And there is a tradition that during that, father and mother gave that dhoti to their son-in-laws. And that was given. Then we had a picture on our video. You want to see picture? No, I don't want you see. Friday saw a picture and the third day when it was on Saturday, it was Ashadi Ekadashi day. I was giving medicine like that only. He was signing the certificates also. One Kirtankar, Padmaja Sahasrabuddhe, who performed 12 years Kirtan in Sai Baba Samadhi Mandir on Kojagiri day. She came to have a darshan of Sai Baba. And then she told my father, Doctor, today is the Ashadi Ekadashi. I came here, have a darshan of Vithoba. My father said, your Vithoba is here. Your Vithoba is here. We couldn't understand. In the afternoon, one of my sister-in-law from Pune came to see his father-in-law. She told my father, Dr. Anna, Pune's environment, weather is very nice for such and such your asthmatic patient. You come, you stay with me. He laughed and told, my bungalow has been constructed. My bungalow has been constructed. In the evening, my mother was performing the Arti of Sai Baba. When his Indian stanza were coming down, one of the stanza, Jaya Mani Jaisa Bhav Taya Taisa Anubhav, came. At that line she pointed, always remember this. Jaya Mani Jaisa Bhav Taya Taisa Anubhav. The one thing is that we should not have bad things in our mind. Always we have good thing, good wishes in mind, and that we are going to face, that come in our life also. Then all were sitting and he showed, see, Varkaris are there. They are standing. We started laughing. Where is the Varkaris? Don't you see Varkaris are there? Feed them. See, rice is there or not. Otherwise, I am giving money. Bring the rice and feed each and everyone. Even after 2 days, there is a Guru Purnima. Lot of people will come, give prasad as a laddu as a prasad. And they give money also to bring that prasad. Then at about 8:30 or 9 o'clock, I went to other dispensary. My wife was there, my other sister-in-law were there, and my mother was there. He had some problem at the back, his back. He told my mother, just apply one ointment, liniment. She refused. Then he asked my elder sister-in-law also. She also refused. Then he called my wife. She went and she applied that ointment. There was no cloth on his body also. One only small, just like a napkin was there. At about 9:15, he had a urine pot. He kept that urine pot and he removed that cloth from his body and he went down. So, as body came, similarly body went without any cloth on his. At that time, my elder brother was in Kuwait and they were talking among their friends. Our phone went to him. My brother said, news is coming. And he got immediately that news their father has gone. And then my younger brother was in Baghdad. And there was a calendar of having Ganpati picture on that calendar. And that calendar fell down. So he strike, how Ganpati calendar fell down? Then he got the news that father has gone. Though because my father was a devotee, his guru was Ganesha Bhakta. Though his devotion was towards Sai Baba, but his guru was Ganesha Bhakta. And one of the, time is there. Story is that about Ganpati Bhakta, just I came in my mind that Arvikar started having very good consulting room, new consulting room. He called his guru also, Dada Sane from Bilibora, but he was too old, he didn't come. Then he came to my father, doctor came, come to my dispensary, I am opening this Navin consulting room. But my father was there at Pune. After some days, my father came back to Kurla. That Dr. Arvikar came to our house. He took my father, along with I went also to his consulting room. He asked my father to sit on his chair. There were 3 or 4 photos were there. One of was Ganesh Murti, Ganpati ji, one of was Hanuman ji, Lakshmi ji, and one of his guru. He put flowers on each and every frame. My father was sitting like this and having just like, and he was looking everywhere like this. And immediately a flower from Ganesha. My father asked him, get that flower. The doctor took that flower, gave to my father, and he kept that flower in his hand and said, my work is over, now you can start consulting. And that is the thing I saw immediately in front of me. So many frames were there, but only flower from the Ganesh Murti fell down. That was a good sign.
Very nice, very nice. So what we will do is, Gavankarji, this is really nice. So in the interest of time, what we will do is now we will play the Bhivpuri video, snort shipment. I will give you a very short summary of that. So Keshavrao Pradhan ji was a bill collector in a finance company, right? And you know, like many people, he did not like how Baba was, you know, Dakshina and all that. So his friend used to ask him, we are going to Shirdi, come along with us. He said, no, I don't like. So finally, his friend said, okay, you do bill collections, we'll go to Shirdi, you do bill collection from Manmad, Kopargaon, आपका office का काम भी हो जाएगा, and then you can take Baba's darshan, you don't have to do any charan tirath, anything. So he said, okay, with him. And Dwarka Mai, you know, it used to be crowded. When Baba's time, people were like insects. That time also. So Sabha Mandap to tha, it was crowded. So Keshav Pradhan was a corner. Because he wasn't very interested going to Baba. And Baba saw him. So Baba, that rascal here. You know, Baba was very garam dimag aur unki bhasha to banda hil jaye. So he came there. And, you know, one thing, Gavankar ji, I think he must have talked, but when people used to go to Baba, Baba when gives blessings, you know, there was a energy flowing from his hands into you, and there was a different way if Baba does this or this, right? And jab Gavankar, we'll hear more from Nulkarji and Gavankar ji, jab Sainath Gavankar, Anna Sahib Gavankar ji gaye to बाबा ने उनकी चोटी पकड़कर ऐसे मारा था. And Anna Sahib was in, you know, he said he was in a really good moment, right? He couldn't again. And same thing happened to Keshavrao Pradhan when he went there, and you will see the real picture of Baba's. Baba's eyes were really piercing through. Okay, you can't look at him. And when he went there, Baba first thing क्या पूछते हैं बाबा? Dakshina. He didn't know he had 2,500 rupees in 2 pockets. 2,500 rupees that he had done the bill collection. एक pocket से निकाला, दूसरी से निकाला. बाबा कहते चल जा. And he went, and then his friend said, what did you do? 2,500 rupees you gave, and then he realized, what did he do? How I'm going to go back to my Bhivpuri. Bhivpuri is a very small village. And you know, I'm sure I strongly encourage you should go there. So but you know, it was all Baba's weaved up thing. Some devotee came, he gave him the ticket to Bhivpuri, right? But वहाँ जाकर problem solve नहीं, the bigger problem, how is he going to return 2,500 rupees to his employer? So he said, for now I will call in sick. So he called his employer and said ki I will not come for next few days, I'm not feeling well. But his employer said, okay, that's okay, but I'm very proud of you. You did a great bill collection of 2,500 rupees, that's already been deposited with us. So, 200 years down the road, if you are hearing this is a story, this doesn't exist, but this does exist, we are hearing right from the people who actually did that. So, that was the turning point for Keshavrao Pradhan. Like many other devotees, he started going to Shirdi. And, Baba will turn away some of the devotees, like, Machindargarh mein man ko bhej diya tha. So, Baba told Keshavrao Pradhan, you don't have to come here again and again. So, Baba gave him a bas relief of his image, like Hemant Pant ke ghar mein aayi thi, Hemant Pant ji ke ghar mein Holi ke din aayi thi Baba ji ki. He gave him that image, bas relief, and he said, take this and set up a mandir in Bhivpuri. Keshavrao Pradhan ji वो लेके उन्होंने भिवपुरी में एक छोटा सा मंदिर वहाँ बनाया 1916 में. That was the first Baba's mandir during his lifetime, right? But उसके बाद भी Keshavrao Pradhan thought, Baba is joking that I shouldn't come, so he kept again going there. बाबा ने कहा समझ नहीं आता, बाबा ने हड़का के बोला आगे से नहीं आना, तो he never came. But after that, he felt he missed Baba, so he was sick also. He said, Baba, give me your sakshatkar, I want to. So Baba actually gave him sakshatkar, and where he gave him, there he put the Tulsi Vrindavan, you'll see in the video. And there are many incidents about that, but in the interest of time we won't talk about much. But a must visit Shirdi Mandir. It's like old Shirdi, and you'll hear from his grandson also, Gajananji.
आज हम बाबा का ऐसा मंदिर देखेंगे जो पूरे विश्व का पहला श्री साई मंदिर। इसी के साथ ही इस मंदिर की ये विशेषता है कि श्री साई बाबा के समाधि लेने से पहले 1916 में भिवपुरी नामक एक छोटे से गांव में इस मंदिर का निर्माण हुआ। भिवपुरी के इस मंदिर की कहानी बड़ी ही दिलचस्प है, तो चलिए जानते हैं क्या है ये कहानी। इरादे लाख बनते हैं और बन के टूट जाते हैं। शिरडी वही आते हैं जिन्हें साईं बाबा बुलाते हैं। बिल्कुल कुछ इसी तरह बाबा ने भिवपुरी उकरुल गांव में रहने वाले श्री केशव रामचंद्र प्रधान जी को शिरडी बुलाया। हुआ ऐसा कि प्रधान जी ने पहले कभी ना तो बाबा के बारे में कुछ सुना था, ना ही बाबा को कभी देखा था। प्रधान जी के एक दोस्त अपने साथ उनको शिरडी ले गए। जैसे ही प्रधान जी ने बाबा को देखा तो मानो चमत्कार हो गया, लेकिन फिर भी वे बाबा से थोड़ी दूरी पर ही खड़े रहे। माध्याह्न आरती के स्वर प्रधान जी के कानों में गूंज रहे थे और मानो वे बाबा के अधीन हो गए। प्रधान जी बाबा के पास गए और बाबा ने उनसे दक्षिणा की मांग की। प्रधान जी ने भी झट से अपनी जेब से 2500 निकाले और बाबा को दे दिए। उस समय ना तो उनके ध्यान में ये बात आई कि उन्होंने जो पैसे बाबा को दक्षिणा स्वरूप दिए वो तो उनके किसी साहूकार दोस्त को देने थे, और ना ही उन्हें इस बात की खबर थी कि अब उनके जेब में कुछ नहीं था। प्रधान जी मुंबई तो पहुंचे, मगर मन ही मन में उनको एक बात खाई जा रही थी कि उस साहूकार दोस्त के पैसे कैसे और कब दे। उन्होंने मन ही मन में सोचा कि उनकी जमीन का थोड़ा टुकड़ा बेचा जाए और पैसे वापस कर दे। उन्होंने अपने दोस्त को तार भेजा कि वो बीमार है और कुछ ही दिनों में पैसे भेज देंगे। 8 दिन बाद उनके हाथ एक तार मिला जिसमें लिखा था, तबीयत का ख्याल रखना, 2500 जमा हो गए। ये पढ़कर प्रधान जी जान गए कि ये तो बाबा का ही चमत्कार है। बस यही वो क्षण था जिसने प्रधान जी को बाबा से असीम श्रद्धा और विश्वास के साथ जोड़ दिया था। जैसे बाबा के प्रति प्यार और लगाव बढ़ता गया, वैसे ही उनका शिरडी आने, प्रधान जी जब जब शिरडी जाते तब तब बाबा को अपने घर भिवपुरी आने का आमंत्रण देते। बार बार उनकी ये विनती सुनकर बाबा ने उनको अपनी खुद की मिट्टी से बनी एक प्रतिमा दे दी। बाबा ने प्रतिमा देते हुए कहा कि इसे ले जाओ और अपने घर के पास एक मंदिर बनाकर उसमें इस प्रतिमा की स्थापना कर देना और ये विश्वास रखना कि मैं हमेशा इस प्रतिमा रहूंगा। इसके बावजूद भी प्रधान जी जब वापस शिरडी बाबा से मिलने गए तो बाबा ने उन्हें शिरडी आने से मना कर दिया और कहा कि भिवपुरी को ही शिरडी समझना, और वही उनसे मिलने का वचन भी दिया। बाबा की आज्ञा का पालन करते हुए प्रधान जी ने अपने घर के पास ही बाबा की प्रतिमा की स्थापना की और बन गया यही वो साईं बाबा का पहला मंदिर।
राम रमैया वो है कृष्ण कन्हैया वो, वही मेरा साईं है।
दर्शन करते हैं उस सुंदर और विलोभनीय प्रतिमा का जिसे स्वयं बाबा ने अपने हाथों से श्री केशव जी प्रधान को भेंट किया। आज 100 सालों बाद भी इस प्रतिमा का तेज आप देख सकते हैं। इस प्रतिमा को देखकर ये एहसास होता है कि बाबा स्वयं अपने भक्तों की ओर प्रेम और आशीर्वाद की भावना से देख रहे हैं। मानो बाबा हर उस भक्त के सवालों का जवाब दे रहे हैं जो पूरी श्रद्धा और विश्वास के साथ यहाँ नतमस्तक होते हैं। जो भी भक्त किसी कारणवश शिरडी जाके बाबा के दर्शन नहीं कर सके, वे यहाँ आकर बाबा के पावन दर्शन का लाभ उठा सकते हैं। जैसे शिरडी के द्वारका माई में बाबा ने अखंड धुनी जलाई है, वैसे ही बाबा चाहते थे कि यहाँ भी अखंड धुनी हो, और इसीलिए बाबा ने सपनों में आकर यहाँ धुनी जलाने का आदेश दिया। 7 अप्रैल 1949 में श्री राम नवमी के शुभ अवसर पर ये धुनी जलाई गई। साई सच्चरित्रकार श्री हेमाड़पंत दाभोलकर जी के दोहिते परम साई भक्त श्री वालावलकर जी ने इस धुनी को प्रज्वलित किया, जो आज भी अखंड जल रही है। यहाँ पर ही हम बाबा की विभूति का प्रसाद पा सकते हैं। यही वो तुलसी वृंदावन है, यही वो पावन जगह है जहाँ बाबा ने वचन का पालन करते हुए श्री।
Okay, so I think in the interest of time, this video you can get all the content, any content that we are showing. Akshay ji, who's the manager of this trip, please reach out to him. We have more, in other venues. If you have your private satsang group you want to invite, reach out to him. So what we will do is very quickly, very briefly, let's talk about Dev Baba. Dev Baba was the grandson of Hemant Panji. So Gavankar ji will talk about that. Who Dev Baba lit the dhuni over here?
Dev Baba was grandson of Hemad Panta, daughter's son. When he was in mother's womb, doctor examined and told there will be a problem at time of delivery. Either one of will survive, one will go. So Hemad Panta got worried. He took his daughter to Sai and told Sai Baba, doctor has said such a thing will happen. Sai Baba told Hemad Panta, don't worry, my son is coming. And they came back to Mumbai in Bandra. She delivered a child, that is Dev Baba, but she had some mental problem at that time. And she refused to accept that child, that son. She threw that son and said that he is not my son, Baba's son. And I don't feed him. And so again Hemad Panta worried. He took that son, that is grandson, to Shirdi and told that Baba, his mother is not going to feed him. What is going to happen? Baba took him, taped him on his lap, put his thumb in his mouth and told, I am going to feed him. Like that there is a direct contact with Dev Baba and Sai Baba. After that, Dev Baba became a very spiritual person and I came in contact with him after my marriage. He has done initially, have you seen this mandir, Bhuvpuri? So initially he was doing Parayan, Sai Chaitanya Parayan in Bhuvpuri Mandir. Once he was performing Parayan in Bhuvpuri Mandir, at the last day, still nobody was there surrounding that mandir at that time. At the last day when came, he told that one of the Guruji that today is the last day of Parayan, prepared some prasad as a shira. Accordingly, shira was prepared and they were standing in front of Baba's murti and they closed that door. A farmer came and stand nearby his body, Dev Baba. Dev Baba observed how he has come inside. After completing the arti, that Guruji gave flowers to that person and to Dev Baba. After completing Mantra Pushpanjali, we offer that flower on that deity, on the murti or on the photo. The Dev Baba told me that I was just watching what he's going to do. Arti was, Mantra Pushpanjali got over. That Guruji put that flower on the deity, but that person standing nearby the Dev Baba put that flowers on his feet. He did not put that flowers on the Thursday, but put that flower on his feet. Dev Baba saw immediately, he took his charan, namaskar उन्होंने immediately किया, Baba Sai Baba ही है. उन्होंने वो flower अपने पैर पे छोड़ दिए. That is the thing happened and Dev Baba told me that I have done this in this Samadhi Mandir. And then you heard that because he used to perform so many parayan in that Bhuvpuri Mandir. After that he did some havan, he did some puja, everything. He has a very good mandir in Ambarnath, very big mandir and having Sai Baba's statue, Sai Baba's photo, Samartha Swami photo and another Humnabad ke Manik Prabhu photo. Once I had been to him, I asked him, Baba, I know your relation with Sai Baba, but what about photo of Swami Samartha? He told me, doctor, at that time, since I was the grandson of Hemad Panta, I used to get permission to do this what is called meditation or this in the Samadhi hall. At night, when I was in that process, I saw Swami's murti, Swami's face on the Samadhi of Baba. That's why I am having Swami Samartha's photo in my house. Another story is there about this also, but there is no time. He did everything. He did puja, parayan, and he went to so the top level, very good top level, and he had so much space. And he turned my life, this thing in different way. I used to do everything. But because he had also performed puja, havan and everything, parayan also. But just days passed, he became so much, went in the so much stage also, and then once I had been to him, just in a few seconds I will tell how he turned my life. He said, doctor, my father was also there. My father had very good devotion towards Sai Baba. He asked me first question, doctor, have you been taught by your father regarding this spiritual path? I said, no. Yes, slate is empty. Understood? His first sentence was, slate is empty. I didn't have preconceived thoughts in time. This you have to do, perform this, you have to do this, you just read this, read this, go this, like that. Then he said, doctor, you won't get, if you don't get food for whole day, what will happen? Bola, Babu, I will stay without food so many hours also, one day also, nothing will happen. Okay, if you won't get water for so many hours, what will happen? Babu, I will stay without water for so many hours. Okay, now close your nostrils. I said, Babu, I won't stay more than 2 or 3 minutes. Understood? You are doing everything. But lastly, Ishwar, we call Ishwar or Sai, is through your breath. Through your breath is running your body and my body. As long as it is there, your myself is there. When it went, everybody will go. So person goes on the top of this hill. There he sees to come to the top. Then he told us, because there are so many ways to reach the God. You can do Parayan, you can do Havan, you can do Namasmaran, everything you can perform. But at the last he said, I am showing you only shortcut. You do this because I have done, I have experiencing. That's why I am telling you. Initially it is good to do everything. I have also performed puja, Parayan, everything. But now don't waste time in, that is his ways. Huh? And that is up to each and every person. There are different ways. So I am not telling that it is not wrong. Puja, bija is there, but once you have been taken slate in the primary school, have you taken slate in the college? No. So as long as you progress, go towards that. And I like that only. He told me that it is better you do meditation at Brahma Murta, that is 3:30 to 5:30, and get the experience and get the what you get that you will tell me. And I have experienced that. One thing is there, I have seen this Brahma Murta meditation because my father used to meditate at that time. From childhood, I used to see. He used to come from dispensary. He used to have yellow fruit salt in a full glass of water. And we used to sit behind Ajabajam Baitate. He used to drink. And at 3:30, he used to get up. After he goes to a WC, and he used to sit in the bed for about 2 hours meditation. That I have seen. He had also performed everything. But lastly, that is the thing. That is very shortcut to achieve that also.
Very nice, Gavankar ji. Sai Ram, thank you. I think we learned a lot from you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. So now, what we will do is, we'll hear from Nulkarji. May I invite you to come to the stage, please? So, Tatya Sahib Nulkar, one of the first early devotees of Baba, right? Okay. And like I said, Nulkarji's sons were also going to Baba. So like Chandrokarji's sons, right, Bapu and Babu, they used to go. Many of the devotees at that time, their sons were also going. Nimonkarji, Nana Sahib Nimonkarji, Somya was there, he became police inspector in Kopargaon. So these families, their children were also going to Baba. So Tatya Sahib Nulkarji's son, Vaman Raoji and Vishwanathji, they were going. And Vishwanath Nulkarji is Inke grandfather. So that's the family tree. And you're going to hear the same pattern, how Tatya Sahib came here and Tatya Sahib Nirvan. You would have read in Pothi that, when Tatya Sahib went to Baba, that was during Baba's time, he left his body quite early. Baba actually came out on the streets and he was really sad. And another thing is, Baba is God. Sai Baba is God. So, jab God hota hai, to he is surrounded by demigods also. So in Shirdi, there were many demigods, and one of them, I'm sure you would have heard but not know much about, which is Radhakrishna Mai. Okay? She was instrumental in setting up all these, routines for Baba. We'll hear more from Nulkarji. But, that's the thing we are going to talk about. Nulkarji, welcome. Sai Ram.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
So Nulkarji, let's start with your introduction, how you are related, the family tree.
I will start with my great-grandfather's father, that is Tata Saheb's father. That was Dada Saheb Nulkar. I'll give a brief introduction about him because his career was very illustrious here. And thereafter, Tata Saheb, of course, had It's okay? Can you hear? Slightly. Okay? Can you hear? Fine. I will just give a brief introduction about Tata Saheb's father because that is also very interesting and very illustrious. Tata Saheb's father was Rao Bahadur, CIE, Companion of Indian Empire. That's what the title conferred upon him by British government. Going back to his childhood, his mother was a sati. With the result, this boy was at the age of 8, he was an orphan. He didn't know what to do. His mother's sister, his aunt, she looked after him for a while. This young boy, his thread ceremony, everybody must be knowing. Vrata Bandha is known as in Sanskrit. Thread ceremony is normally known to everyone. Am I correct? That was done at the age of 8. At that time his father died, expired. His mother went sati. Although well-to-do family, he became an orphan. This boy had all the time in his mind, I should learn English like an Englishman. And he had an opportunity through his distant uncle and some foreigners, some Britishers. With the result, by the time he was 20, he was posted in a very good place and position. He was taken along with him by a Britisher to Karachi. He stayed there. Then his postings were at different places. All formal education, but his experience and his work was very well appreciated by the Britishers. I won't go into detail, but I'll give you one extraordinary thing which he did in those days. In 1891, it was a big problem about sati was removed from this thing. A law was done, no more satis by Ram Mohan Roy in Bengal. But the age of marriage was not decided. With the result, there were many problems. I won't go into details. He was the instrumental person who raised the age of marriage to 12. Standards of those days, age 12 was much more. And that was all against the Indians and the locals, including Lokmanya Tilak. You must have heard the name. He was dead against him. But he did that, and with the help of some Britishers, and even there was one Bengali advocate who was also against this law, but he did it. And 91, the law was passed that age of marriage was raised to 12. This was the doing of Tata Saheb's father. Okay? I'll not go into detail of that. Many things could be said. I don't want to do that right now because our concern is about Tata Saheb and thereafter. Tata Saheb was a sub-judge and he was posted in Pandharpur. Before that, I will go back to yesterday's. Yes. Before going to that, 1 second. We all, after the Bhakti is over, we all say, what do we say? Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayak Rajadiraj Yogiraj Satchidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ananta Koti. What is Ananta Koti? Anybody can say? Can anybody? Huh? Infinite, yes. Ananta is infinite. But Koti, what is Koti? Not the figure. Huh? Types. Ananta Koti, types, all species, all human beings, everything is included in Ananta Koti. Brahmanda Nayak and then Rajadiraj. If he is Rajadiraj and you are coming here in his darbar, and how darbar is come to a darbar? Well dressed, in good attire, and with all bowing down to Rajadiraj. Am I correct? Please keep this in mind. I don't want to explain on this subject, but what you do and what your people coming over here do, you think about it, act accordingly. Please. You are in a foreign country, so your behavior, many things are different than what you could have done in India. But he is Rajadiraj and you are following him, so do what he wants you to do. Am I correct? I don't want to go further in detail. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, about Tata Saheb, he was a sub-judge. He was posted in Pandharpur in the year approximately 906-7. And then there was another government official, Nana Saheb Chandorkar, whose name you must have heard in the Pothi or Satcharit. Both being government servants, they had access to each other and had friendship. Tata Saheb, before meeting Nana Saheb, he had an occasion. He had studied Upanishads, many scriptures, not Vedas. But of course, he knew what Vedas were and what, no, because Vedas are all over, through Gita, through Upanishads, everywhere. So special study was not done, but otherwise he was quite accustomed to all these things. And also, he had met number of gurus. Now, at this juncture, I want to say gurus only. Everyone knows what is guru. We don't have saints. Huh? We don't have saints. We have got gurus. And we have got shishyas. You may call them disciples. But shishyas of guru. Because we have a tradition of guru and shishya. Saints have no tradition. Am I correct? Perhaps you may not think about it right now, but think over when you go home. Saints have no traditions, but gurus have. So I come back to my subject. Both these government officials had access to each other, had some friendship. And by then, because Nana Saheb Chandorkar had started going to Shirdi in the year approximately 1901, or maybe slightly before that. When they were posted together, he was all the time after Tata Saheb, why don't you come to Shirdi? He said, okay, I'll come someday. But he was not sure, and he didn't mention, yes, on so and so date we'll go. Nana Saheb was continuously Couple of days later, 8 days later, someday whenever he met, he said, why don't you come to Shirdi? So one day, Tatya Sahib decided, okay, I am ready to come to Shirdi, but I have got 2 conditions. And what are they? He said, one, I want to have good oranges. I cannot go empty-handed to Baba. I want to have oranges, good oranges, Nagpur oranges, to be given to Baba. He said, second, I want to have a cook, and that too a Brahmin cook. Because Shirdi was a small town. And whenever Tata, in those days, government officials moved always. He said, I will take a cook. Whatever cooking needs to be done, we'll do it ourselves. And we'll stay there, meet Baba, whatever you want me to do. He said, okay, fine. If that is done, will you come? He said, yes. The very next day, one fellow landed at Nara Sahib's place by evening or sometime. And he said, what do you do? He said, Sahib, I want to have some, give me some job. He said, what do you do? He said, I'm a cook. Immediately Nara Sahib wrote a chit and sent him to Tata Sahib. That was done. Next morning he went to Tata Sahib. He said, your one condition is fulfilled. He said, why one? Even second one also. He said, what do you mean? He said, look at this. There were 2 big baskets full of orange, Nagpur oranges, with no consignor name. This was the first thing that could have taken place in the life of Tatya Sahib. Not the only one. About when it was mentioned about Baba, it was Baba Chamatkar to him. Before that, he had met many other, that I'll show you later, just a little later. But this was the first thing. So Nana Sahib immediately asked, so now when to go? He said, we'll go as soon as possible. And that was month of January. They decided to go. And the first meeting with Baba was on 14th January, that is Makar Sankranti day. Sorry, that year it was 15th January, I think. 15th January it was Makar Sankranti day, 1988. So both, Nana Sahib was also there. Tatya Sahib's family, 2 sons, mother and wife, landed in Shirdi. And then in those days there was only Sathewada. Are you aware of Sathewada, where it was? Where? Can anybody say? Anybody? It was behind Samadhi. Sorry, it was behind Gurusthan. We faced Gurusthan this side, at the back side. The Sathewada was there. And of course, in between there was nothing, rough road to Dwarka Mai. They landed over there, kept their luggage, and all of them went to Dwarka Mai. In those days, masjid. Open masjid, there was no roof, nothing whatsoever. Roof came up in something 1911. As they reached Baba, Tatya Sahib was slightly short and stout, you can say fat. He sat down to Baba, as usual, small railing, you must have seen it. Everyone must have seen it. That is as it is. At least the front show. The small railing was there. Baba used to sit close by. And Tatya Sahib sat down, and as he was about to bow down to his feet, Baba suddenly put his hand on his head. Hand was full of udi. Baba used to give udi in fistful udi, not pinches. He just put pinch on our head. But Baba used to give udi in fistful. So that used to come from Duni, that was right before, in front of him. Hand was full of udi, and he kept it on his head. The moment Tata Saheb went into trance, while he was sitting, he was in a delirium sort of thing, or he was about to fall or something. That's what the others could see. Nana Saheb was there, his two sons were there. So he was about to fall, but again he came back. In a few seconds, he came back to normal. Then he did his puja. It was only in those days, no further puja, just a few flowers or something put on the feet of Baba. And that's all it was. So that was done. And these people came back to Sathewada. My grandfather, he was just about 17, 18 years, because he was about to join college. And his elder brother was a doctor by then. He was difference of 3 years, but he had already completed his doctor from Bombay. And my grandfather asked, Tatya, what happened to you? You were about to fall. And Tatya had tears in his eyes. He said, what to tell you? It was such a feeling I cannot express. It was such a joy. It was beyond comparison. It was beyond explanation. This was the first meeting with Baba. And this was the first incident and the last incident with Shirdi and Baba. In first incidents, giving a trance samadhi was the one and only example. I won't boast, but it so happened. Before that and after that, no such incidents has taken place. There are others, number of them, good ones. I can tell you also a few of them, but this was the first incident with Tatya Saheb. After that was done, people had evening, they had meals and everything. By about 9:30, Nana Saheb and Tatya Saheb were in Sathewada. They were close to each other's bed. Tatya Saheb suddenly got up in his bed. He was fond of eating betel nut, pan. Everyone knows. So suddenly he thought of it. The moment he thought of it, there was a boy carrying 3-4 pans in his hand. He said, who are you? Who has sent you? He said, Baba sent me. Baba sent me. Without knowing Baba, how the path has come. And Tata Saheb, although he had no doubt about it, but it was confirmed. He was none other than the God himself. The very first evening, first meeting, first evening, this was the incident. Thereafter he continued, and although he was doing a job in Pandharpur, the family used to come and go. To whenever they were, because in those days the courts used to have a lot of holidays, 3-4 days, already continuous holidays, they would come and go back. So meetings with Baba continued, but in the first meeting another thing happened. Tata Saheb told Baba, because he was in Pandharpur and there was a dispute of, Pandharpur is a very well-known place, everybody must be knowing about it. Pilgrimage used to takes place. Recently it is over, and it is known for pilgrimage of Vithoba. There was a dispute between the pujaris of Vithoba, who should perform the puja. And that dispute, that case was with Tata Saheb. Tata Saheb gave a verdict, but in his own mind he felt that what I have done is not correct, because the pujaris were not happy with the verdict. So he was not very happy about it. And he told Baba, Baba, I have given the verdict against the God, Vithoba. He said, I don't want to do it further. And Baba immediately said, so it be. So will it be. Aisa hi hoga. Same thing will happen. And it happened later on. It took some time. He went back, came back so many times, several times he came back over there. 1909, in the month of July he was there. Saturday morning, as he got up, it was 3rd of July, 1909, he got up in his bed and suddenly he thought, oh, today is Guru Puja, Guru Purab, Guru Purnima. So he immediately informed his wife, both his sons. He said, today we will perform puja. And he went and told Baba also after bath and all. He went with his plate with flowers, everything ready. And Baba said, okay. Luckily, immediately the message was sent to Tata Kote Patil, Radhakrishna Mai, name you must have heard. Am I correct? Radhakrishna Mai? No? Those who do not know, they must not have read Sai Sammelan. Please do read it. Radhakrishna Mai, then a number of others. Jog and others. Nulkarji, they came. Even Shama was given a message. When Shama came, Baba said, there is a pole, you must have seen in the masjid, that Dwarka Mai, where Baba used to sit, there was a pole, standing pole, wooden. He said, you carry on with puja of this pole. He said, no. If I have to do it, I will go. Not pole. And Baba permitted it. So that day the puja took place and it was at the hands of Tatya Sahib. And Tatya Sahib asked his sons, because they knew about the Aarti which Adkar Sahib had done. The Aarti which you sing, Aarati Sai Baba, that was done by Mr. Adkar. So they knew it by heart. So that day the Aarti also started. Previously there was no Aarti. Baba would not allow anyone to put the sandal paste also. Marsapati used to apply paste on his throat. That's all. But that day regular puja started. And the Guru Purnima started from that day. Next year also it continued. So it was at the hands of Tatya Sahib Nulkarji, the first Guru Purnima took place, and these people. One important thing about Radhakrishna Mai, she wanted to come inside. Baba wouldn't, she never entered this thing, masjid, that is Dwarka Mai. But that day she wanted to come. It was first Guru Purnam. Baba did not allow her. She stood at the gate of Dwarka Mai and sent her plate through somebody. But her Guru Puja was accepted by Baba. That was the incidence of this Radhakrishna Mai. As Tatya Sahib used to come and go, there was an incident which is written down by Tatya Sahib, and it is also in Sai Sammelan. Once he was going back from Shirdi to Pandharpur, and he took permission. First of all, Baba wouldn't allow, and why he had come, sorry, I forgot. As Tatya Sahib chose Baba as his Guru, his son, my grandfather, he was just about 17, 18 old. He was about to join college, and his admission was also done in Deccan College, Pune. And there was a principal, Bain, who was the principal of Deccan College, who was a friend of Tatya Sahib. His admission was done, also a hostel admission was done. But at the same time, my grandfather at that age thought, I must also have Guru like Baba. Then there was a dispute between father, mother and grandmother. This young boy, if he goes, what will happen? He is yet to be married, a number of things, his education is to be completed. There was a big fight in the house, fight in the sense verbal. Finally, Tata Sahib allowed. His grandmother allowed. This is my grandfather and grandmother. And you have not shown the Tata Sahib's wife? This is my great grandmother, Tata Sahib's wife. Okay. So there was a fight in the house. Finally, he was given the okay. First, he visited Nasik because that was his first deity, Sri Ram in Nasik. There are two mandirs in Nasik, Kala Ram, Gor Ram, a white Ram and black Ram. So he visited there, then he went to Shirdi. The moment he landed in Shirdi before Baba, oh, you come now. As if he was waiting. He knew what is happening. Oh, you come now. Go to Shala. Shala means school. And who was that Shala? Radhakrishna Mai. She was the one. I'll speak a few lines about Radhakrishna Mai. She was known as Mother. Not Radhakrishna Mai. She was a young widow, very good looking, but she was a widow. She came to Shirdi, stayed there. Every morning before Baba could go to Lendi, she would clean up his route by sweeping it. She was the one who brought all the grandeur to Shirdi. Why we say Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka? That was because of Radhakrishna Mai. She brought the grandeur. She used to ask all this thing like Sate, Jog, there were many people coming from Indore. You must have seen that palanquin over there. You must have seen, there was a horse also. And there is that the palanquin is of sandalwood. That was given to Baba. Baba never sat in night. But people wanted him. And that was at the behest of Radhakrishna Mai. He should be treated like a Raja, Maharaja. That was her condition. And that's what she everyone. And many people, much more elder to her in age and experience and education, they also used to call her I. It is written down in their memoirs, which are with me, but they are in Marathi. That is not known to everybody, but that we'll see how it can be conveyed to you. All used to call her I. Unfortunately, due to some reason or the other, it is no more mentioned anywhere in Sansan. Sorry, I'm sorry for that. You may not come to know about it, but it is there. No name of Radhakrishna anywhere. But she was the one instrumental for all this grandeur in Shirdi. Okay, so my grandfather was sent to school to Radhakrishna Mai, and he had great regard for Radhakrishna Mai, which he has mentioned in one of his one of his not Arti and whatever he had written about her. And thereafter, few days he stayed there, my grandfather. Then Baba sent him to Godavari river, which is about 8 kilometers away. He was asked to stay in a shack, asked to build a shack and stay there, all alone, cook his food, stay there. A few months later rather, Tata Sahib and his mother, because the mother was also coaxing Tata Sahib, why Visu is staying there? His name was Vishwanath. Why Visu is staying there? Why don't you bring him back? This time I'll come with you. I'll ask Baba and we'll bring back Visu. So she had come with him. But Tata Sahib written a letter to Sardar Mehkar in Nagar. He came along with them. At Kopargaon, you have to cross Godavari river, known as Ganga only. They crossed the river. Then for darshana of Baba, they were coming. Suddenly, as they were coming up the slope from Godavari, Tatya Sahib saw young Sai Baba. Something was on his headgear, sort of a thing, and he was wearing white dhoti and whatnot. Sardar Miracle started laughing. He said, "Don't you know he's your own son, Visu?" He was surprised. He says, "What is this? What is this? How come Visu has come here?" Then Sardar Miracle told him, Baba has asked him to stay here. And Baba comes here to give him some instructions. Instructions means some sadhana was being done by my grandfather, and Baba was his guru to ask him, giving all instructions. What is to be done, how it is to be done, what not, which we did not know. We came to know only after the death of my grandfather. Though some letters and other things were available to us after his death. So till then, allowed us to know anything about him. Although he was a good actor, number one. He used to sing bhajanas also. And he used to make Baba stand in front of us. We were very small. But whenever we talked about Baba, Baba was in that sort of acting he used to do.
So, Nulkarji, you want to show?
I'll come. So this is how it happened. And after that, the whole paraphernalia came to Baba in Shirdi. And great-grandmother, Tata Sahib's mother, she, in first meeting only, she told Baba, she said, "Baba, I have come to take Visu." Baba, in his own way, just Second day, same thing. She won't, all the time she was after Baba that my grandson should come with me. He should not be allowed to stay here. And because number of things, every grandmother or mother thinks that my son should grow, he should go have some good education, get married and whatnot. Normal thinking of human being. And Baba, this went on for 8 days. Baba wouldn't, and he wouldn't allow them to go back also. He wouldn't allow them. And by Tatya Sahib was absolutely calm and cool because he was firm in his mind. When Baba says, okay, go, then only I'll go. Otherwise, I wouldn't move. So he didn't mind about. After 8 days or so, Baba allowed them, and he asked them to bring some prasad. 2 rupees barfi was brought, arti was done, all that prasad was given to only to the family. And then Baba permitted, okay, you can go. But while going, Tatya Sahib went further. He went out of masjid. He was ahead. And the others were following him. At that time, Shama was called. He said, Shama, one more thing, he said, I'll just express the same thing in Marathi and then I'll translate it. Challi ka matari handi madki gyun. Handi madki means utensils. Matari is old lady. Oh, the old lady is going back with her all utensils and all. Because they used to come and have food, everything their own. So, grandmother did not say anything, but yes. And then he called Shama. He said, as they were about to leave, Shama was told, tell that old lady to stay back here, don't go. Which was not heard by Tatya Sahib, who had already gone out of masjid. And Tatya Sahib writes in his letter, and the result was clear. Because as they reached Godavari, they had to cross it through a small boat. And boat was stuck in the middle of the river. It took long time to get out of it and reach the railway station. With the result, the train had passed. Unfortunately, this incident was not known to Gavankar Sahib. Anna Sahib Dabolkar. Why? That is why in the Sai Satcharit he has written, Tatya Sahib did not listen to Baba, that's why he could not catch his train, which is incorrect. Anyway, so that's how, and see, Visu went back with them. Later on he was married and all that is later. But before his marriage, 2 photographs were shown to Baba. And before that I'll give you something more. There was, you must have heard about one Dr. Pandit coming over there. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
One Dr. Pandit was to come, who had come over there. And he applied Tripundra to Baba's head. You know, it is known as Tripundra because when you, it is done only with 2 fingers, huh? But 3 lines come up. And when you apply Tripundra, you hold the head and then apply from right to left. That's what Pandit did. And he had come along with Dada Kelkar. He was staying with Dada Kelkar, so he came with Dada Kelkar. He took his plate, from that the sandal paste, he took it and applied Tripundra by holding Dada Baba's head. And Dada Kelkar was, he didn't know what to say. Because when Baba will start shouting and abusing, but nothing happened. Baba was calm and cool. He allowed him to do it. And all puja was completed and then they went back to Satevada. In the afternoon, Dada Kelkar, this story is there in Sai Satcharit. But I am concerned with Dr. Pandit, that is why I am telling you once again. They came back and Dada Kelkar asked Baba, I'll first say it in Marathi, what transpired between Baba and Dada Kelkar. Baba, आम्ही इवलासा टिळा लावतो गंधाचा. We apply this much of sandal paste to you and you make such a lot of noise. And that, who is that Pandit? Dr. Pandit, he came and applied Tripundra to you and you did. And again I will come to Marathi, what Baba said. Dada, तुला माहित नाही, त्याचा गुरु आहे ब्राह्मण. त्यांनी त्याची पूजा केली आणि मी फसलीये. फसलीये is a feminine this expression. But that was Selu language. And Baba said, he applied to this sandal paste to his guru, not me. What can I do? I was deceived by him. So the application to Guru is so, the devotion to Guru is so much that nobody can say anything about it. And Baba would make a mountain of mole, he would start shouting, abusing, he did not do anything. He accepted. But he was the first one to apply Tripundra and then afterwards it started. And this Dr. Pandit is also related to our family. His elder brother's daughter was my grandmother. My grandfather married to his elder brother's daughter. He was also doctor. And his daughter and his brother's daughter, both photographs were shown to Baba by my grandfather. He said, these are the 2 photographs I have received. You tell me, whom should I marry? Finger on the other girl, who was my grandmother, because his daughter had a short life, which Baba must have come to know. After this thing had happened, then we come to know. So this is how we are related to Dr. Pandit, that is why I am saying. And who was his guru, that I would like to tell you. This is Dr. Pandit's guru, Kaka Puranik. He was from Rajapur in Konkan area. Why I am showing this to you is, I want to tell you another small story. There were two Joshi brothers from Thana. Kaka Puranik took his samadhi in the year 1910. Two Joshi brothers came to Baba somewhere in 1912 or maybe 13. And as they landed in Dwarka Mai, Baba immediately said, I'll first give the Marathi expression. त्या बामणाला मारून आला आणि आता माझ्याकडे आला. You create this was direct to them, to the disciples of Kaka Puranik. He was no more. But you killed him, and then you come to me. It was not the case, but it was to give them that I know who you are. I know about your Guru. You don't have to tell me. So it was welcoming. Another like incident I'll come to you later. So this is how the Baba used to talk to people. There were many such things Baba would not convey directly. When 4 or 5 people, maybe some more, he always used to give some example or some story or something which was known to one of the crowds. Someone in the crowd had some problem or he must have done something wrong, so he used to give some story to somebody else. A small example I'll tell you. You must be knowing story about Anna Sahib Dabolkar. Everyone sitting there in the masjid, and suddenly they were doing seva to Baba, and suddenly there were few on his short coat. That was grams, sorry, not nuts, grams. And suddenly he said, he started fooling him. He said, I know you must be going to the market and eating yourself alone, all alone. He was slightly annoyed. Anna said, he said, no, I never do this thing. He said, I know, you are doing this thing. And finally, Baba asked him just one question, and this is important for all of us. Whenever you put in your mouth a morsel, do you think of me? Very important. Please always remember, whenever you eat anything, think of Baba at least once. There were many such incidents about that coconut also brought from Rajamandri. But I'll stop. I'll not get into details of this. I'll come.
No, but let me share another thing on this. Very important. Whenever, like he's saying, Baba said, whenever you feed yourself, feed me. So Chandrokarji, he was very disciplined. Chandrokarji was very disciplined. So Chandrokarji has a niyam that before he will eat, he will give it to crows. So Baba कहते थे कि उनको भी दो, तो वो ना for many years he has been giving, but crows never came. So he had always that thing, Baba ये करता तो हूँ मैं आते नहीं. So once he went to Baba and said, Baba, look, I am following, I feed, this before I feed myself, but nobody comes. Baba said, you don't know. इंसेक्ट छोटी चींटियां जो आती हैं वो आके खा जाती है, तो उसमें क्यों लगा हुआ है, राइट? सो इट डजंट मैटर, यू फीड एनीवन, सब बाबा सब में है, छोटे इंसेक्ट, कौवे, कुत्ते भी बाबा, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाट यूज्ड टू हैपन इन द्वारका में. एवरीवन बाबा यूज्ड टू फीड फ्रॉम हिज, जो निवेद्य आती थी उसी से सब उसी में से ही खाते थे. सो आई थिंक दैट्स वेरी रेलेवेंट पॉइंट.
I go a little further. When Tata Sahib was staying there, his friend appeared there. One Baba Sahib, is it correct? In the chronological order? I just want to tell you, I had mentioned, Tata Sahib had met many not gurus, then Santa. One of them was Gajanan Maharaj. Am I correct? Gajanan Maharaj, then Gadge Baba, this Kaka Puranik, all these people, all these sons he had met, and all these people. Gajan Maharaj did not come to his residence, but others three all visited his residence at various times. With Baba, Tata Sahib had only 3 years, 8 to 12. So 8 to 11, 8, 9, 11. 1908, 1909, 1910 and 11. 11, Tata Sahib expired. Although he started his puja, and before that, his friend had arrived over there. His name is Baba Sahib Sahasrabuddhe. At that time, when he came to Shirdi, he didn't have the beard. He was a schoolmate of Tata Sahib. And he had gone to Mumbai, Anna Sahib Dabolkar, Kaka Sahib Dikshit, and third one was, he'd gone to meet them. There they told him, why don't you go to Shirdi? Because he was close to them, like friend. He said, why should I go to Shirdi? Very stubborn person, huh? Very stubborn person. He said, why should I go to Shirdi? He said, no, we want to send some utensils. Why don't you take them? Now, as it is, you're retired, you don't have any job. So why don't you go to Shirdi? He said, why should I go to Shirdi? Who will bear the expenses? Kaka Sahib Dikshit immediately. He said, how much money you want? I'll give you. So he made arrangement for his going, coming, whatever it is. He said, if I go there and if I have to stay and if I need some money, he gave another check to Madhavrao saying that whenever this person comes, all arrangements should be made, give him whatever money you want. Kaka Sahib Dikshit was also a very rich person. Huh? Nothing is not much is mentioned in the Sai Satcharitra, but he was a very rich person. He was he had his own solicitor firm. He had number of bungalows in Lonavala. Very rich person, and his practice was good. He left all that at the behest of Nana Sahib Chandorkar. It is mentioned he had a little problem about his leg. His leg had been shortened in an accident in London. And Tata Sahib, Nana Sahib, as he brought that Nana Sahib, he also asked the Kaka Sahib Dikshit, which is all there in Sai Satcharitra. I won't go to that. But he immediately said, okay, I'll make arrangement. He gave a check. So with the result, some utensils were to be taken to Shirdi. Baba Sahib was sent there. All arrangement of Baba. All arrangement of Baba. Baba Sahib came there and he landed in Satewada. At that time, Tata Sahib had diplopia. He would see two persons, two things, everything, one, instead of one, he would see two. That was a problem with his eyes. So when Baba Sahib landed in Satewada, he immediately recognized Tata Sahib and he called him by name, Kai Lakshman Rao, Olakla kai? Suddenly Tata Sahib had, he could not recognize because he couldn't see him properly. He said, now that you have recognized me, you must be knowing me, but I could not see you and I could not recognize you. He said, do you remember there was one Sahasrabuddhe who used to sit next to you on in the fourth class in Pune school? Then he realized and his eyes started watering. All tears in his eyes. He said, now that you have come, you will stay with me and you will be my guest in Shirdi. So he stayed there. Thereafter he went to Baba to take his darshana. After taking darshana, Baba told him, he said, go and bow down to Tatya. Baba used to call him Matara also, to Tatya Sahib. Go and bow down. He is a big man. Baba Sahib could not understand that. He said, okay, he took darshan and went back. Second day, again when he came for darshana, Baba again said, go and bow down to Baba, Tata Sahib. He is a big man and what not. Third day again the same thing happened. So he went back and told Tata Sahib, now Baba has told me to serve you, now you tell me what is to be done. He said, look, we are friends. I don't know what Baba has in his mind, but don't embarrass me by asking such questions. There is no need of serving me. Anyway, that was to take place some days, some years later. He continued going there and stayed there. One of his instance I'll tell you just now. Baba Sahib, he was a very, as I told you, very stubborn fellow, and he has fixed ideas. And he used to feel that whosoever came there he didn't listen to anybody. But what he used to see from outside of masjid, he thought that these people are stupid. They keep on asking Baba and Baba tell them something and then they go away after puja, arti, something. One day he was standing outside and watching. Baba saw him. He said, don't tell me like all these people. I am not a fool. If you want to tell me directly. From the gate of that masjid, he tells Baba. Baba was also equally stubborn. From there only he shouted, if that be the case, stay here like a dog on the steps of this masjid. And Ram Nam घेऊनच जा. I'll give you Ram Nam. Now, I want to ask you one question. Which Muslim fellow will give a Ram Nam? That you think about it. And this thing happened. He stayed there. He gave whatever Baba Sahib wanted. Baba gave Baba Sahib whatever he wanted. And really now, one sentence is one more. आमचा अनुभव व्हायलावरचा नाही. This is a typical old days term. Vaila means you used to have two cigarettes, two burning this thing. One didn't have any burning wood. But if you keep a pot over there, it would get warmed up. So that is known as Vaila. My experience is not Vaila. It is not somebody else's say matter. I'll give you directly. And that's what he did. And later on, of course, that's a long story. I won't, because that is not there in Sai Satcharit, but it is in Sai Leela. He himself has written his experiences about Baba. Anyway, further.
Yeah, no, let's keep on. We should talk about. So talk about this. Yeah. So
Before I go further to Tata said, I want to tell you one thing. This is one book, I don't know if you have seen or heard or anything. Sripad Sri Vallabh. This is Datta Charitra. This is a Marathi copy. I don't want to tell you about this. This is available on Google also. Please try to find out on page 75 of this. It is clearly mentioned by Datta Guru that I will be appearing in Shiladi as Sai Baba. Clear sentence. In Yavana Vesh, in attire of a Muslim. Now Datta has given this promise, and so also was, he said, I will be appearing in Akkalkot, and Akkalkot is Swami Samartha, but there is different name that is there. I don't want to go into that. He would come as in Akkalkot also as Swami Samartha, Manik Prabhu, and there is one more mention in Sai Satcharit, that is Tembe Swami, who was there in Raj Mahendri. He gave a coconut to one of the advocates to be given to Baba. This story is there in this thing. So all these avataras had taken place. So also Gadge Baba. These are all Datta avataras. Gadge Baba was one of the disciples of Datta Guru, but that was the Guru Parampara of Datta Guru. So nobody should have a doubt in his mind or her mind that this is something we are reading or doing something wrong.
So I think I mentioned that in the beginning we are going to connect the dots. So like Nulkarji mentioned in Shripad Vallabh Charitra, this was written many hundreds of years back.
1300 years.
1300 years back. It's clearly written. Dattaji told Hanumanji that I will come in you and I will incarnate as Sai Baba, right? Abdul Baba's name is also there. Abdul Baba's name is there. Two Muslim boys came to Dattaji and say, you will reincarnate as Abdul Baba and you will go to Sai Baba. So this is the charitra that has been already published and it's been told and predicted that Baba will come here. This is, and I think we will put that on the channel so that it's in the English version so that you can read it. It's in the 41st chapter. There's a lot of mention of Sai Baba. And Swami Samarth also, right? So, if you read in the Pothi, it is mentioned there was a devotee who wanted to go to Akkalkot. And Swami Samarth ji said, no more going, Shirdi. So now you can connect the dots.
So, Harishchandra Pitali.
Yeah. So now you can connect the dots that Baba is Datt. And what is Dattaji? Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
Mahesh.
So that's why when somebody goes to Baba, you get the darshan of Ram, Vishnu ji or Shiva, Mega ko Shiva ji, right? So that's why it's all incarnation of one, sabka malik hai, right? So that's how you connect. You should read it.
Baba may say anything about Allah, 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 or sabka malik ek, whatever it is. But he himself never allowed anybody to know who he was. Even Dasganu went to Selu and other places to find out who was Baba, whose his parents were. But he could find nothing. He has mentioned it, that I could not find whose Baba, whose son or whose descendant Baba was. So Baba was the avatar. The Christians believe in Jesus Christ, so why can't we believe in Baba? So anyone telling you, or whatever you see on YouTube or something, please don't believe. Because lineage I have given you just now. There is no question of going back. As those who have studied maths or something, they know what axioms are. Axiom is the starting point, and you go after that, not beyond that. So Baba is axiom. What I have told you is the axiom. So you have to decide what you have to do. Don't have any disbelief or don't have any doubt. If someone says he's so-and-so, he's so-and-so, so-and-so, nothing.
And we'll hear from Bappaji. Bappaji, Lakshman Mamaji's son. Bappaji, like as mentioned, he played with Baba in Dwarka Mai. He was, in the interview it was asked ki Baba ka ghar kahan hai? And he said, why are you going there? No need to go there. So you will hear him directly from him. So let's move to Tatya Sahib.
Yeah.
Last move.
No, it's okay. Because number of stories I could relate, but time constraint is there. So I'll come to Tatya Sahib then, because that I feel I should tell you, worth telling. Baba Sahib was staying with Tatya Sahib till the last moment. And last days, as I told you, in first meeting, anything else? In first meeting, Baba had, Tata Sahib had told Baba that I don't want to do anything of this job. And Baba had said, so will it be. So he left his job, he came and stayed in Shirdi with his wife and sons. Of course, once the son who was doctor, he was doing the practice. And the younger one, he was doing his college afterwards, after brought home. But at this last moment, because he was sick, both sons were there. And Baba Sahib was taking care of Tatya Sahib. Even picking up the urine pot, which Tatya Sahib felt very bad. He said, you are my friend, what are you doing? He said, you are not a judge now. What I am doing is not your concern. He was a real friend. To the last, whatever point you may say, he told point blank, you are not a judge here. I am here to take care of you. And Baba has asked me. So don't ever feel anything bad about it. It continued. But he had carbuncles. He had very heavy diabetes. In those days, there was no medicine for diabetes. And slowly he was coming to the end. But before that, one evening, Tata Sahib told both his sons, he said, he couldn't go to masjid. He said, please go over there and see what is happening. So both sons, doctor and my grandfather, they went to masjid and they were watching Baba for some time. What was happening in masjid at that time was, some sailor had come, he brought some headgears. It is known as rumal. In those days, whatever they used to tie overhead, that was a big, long, like sardars. Sardars, you must be knowing how they put the headgear. So that is known as rumal in Maharashtra and that area. So one rumal of one color was purchased by Baba. Then there was a small boy of about 7, 8 years old. Bappaji. He tied that rumal on his head. कैसा दिखता है अभी? And this thing was going on between Bapaji and Baba. So Bapaji took out his headgear and put it on Baba's head. Then he said, Baba, like Baba. Again, after 5 minutes, Baba took out and put it on his head. This went on for 3-4 times. And then there was Aarti or something. Then both these sons came back after that. And Tatya Sahib asked both of them, what was happening there in masjid? He said, nothing. He didn't, this was a normal thing Baba used to do with many small girls, boys or something in Shirdi. He said, nothing much. He said, no, you think about it and tell me. Then my grandfather's elder brother, Dr. Vaman Nulkar, he said there was a boy and there was a seller of rumal. Baba bought a saffron colored rumal and he tied it on Bapaji's head, and Bapaji took it out and put it on Baba's head. Baba again put it on Bapaji's head. This went on 3-4 times. And Tata Sahib had tears in his eyes. Being there, he could see all this game happening in masjid. He said, I have got the darshan. Baba has given me darshan. And I saw this. Only thing is what? He said, I saw that saffron flower, big saffron flower being taken out, put on his Bapaji's head and Baba's head. 3-4 times I saw all that game. So now I got darshana. After that, about 3-4 days later, maybe 8 days later, it was end time. So both these sons were asked to sing bhajan. And that went on for about maybe a couple of hours. By about 2 o'clock in the morning, the end had come closer. By then, Tatya Sahib was in a big pain. So his son asked him, said, Tatya, can I give you a little brandy? Which he had not taken any time before. He said, is it necessary? Tatya, you are in a pain. A little brandy will help you. He said, but tell Baba. And you don't take it ever in your life. With the result, he had a couple of spoons of brandy. But that was not sufficient. He again asked them to sing bhajan. That continued, and by 2 o'clock, he almost closed his eyes. My grandfather, about 17, 18, 19 years old, he ran to Radhakrishna Mai, because she used to keep Tirtha of Baba always with her. And anybody knowing why that Radhakrishna name, Radhakrishna? Anybody? Huh? She had a some.
She said the right.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
She had the idol of.
She had small idol of Radhakrishna, that is Krishna, all the time tied to her. Like a locket or something she must be wearing. And that's why she was known. And Baba used to call her Radhakrishni. Radhakrishni, but all others we used to call her Radhakrishna Ai, mother. My grandfather went over there, brought the tirtha, put it in the mouth of Tatya, was the end of Tatya Sahib. Early in the morning. Now, thereafter, that time what happened in Dwarka Mai?
I will move the chair.
Don't worry, don't worry. Baba was standing. Can you hear at the back?
No, I will.
It's enough. Voice is sufficient.
I will hold it for
No, don't worry, just leave it. Baba was standing at the railing. No, Baba was standing at the railing. Can you hear? And from there he started lamenting, shouting so loudly that, and Shirdi was very small in those days. The moment he started shouting, people gathered at 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Tatyabag. I'll first say it in Marathi and then I'll translate. तारा पडला त्या मशिदीच्या मागे माझा तात्याबाग गेला आता मी काय करू मी पण चालला जाईने My Tatyaba is gone. The star has fallen behind the masjid. And Tatya Sahib was in Sathewada. That is behind the masjid. That's why he said, the star has fallen. I will also go after Tatya Sahib. And then he further said, Tatyaba has heard, listen to God. God also has to listen to him. And Tatyaba has got no further life. No. There's no further life for Tatyaba. So now you will realize what had happened previously when Tatyaba came over there. I gave you the details of his father also. And Sati gives a lot of good things to the 7 generations backwards and forward. This was the one. And Baba said he has no life further. This was his last life. And that was Tatya Sahib. There are many other stories which are available in his letters. There were 2 letters we found after the death of my grandfather, written to Nana Sahib. Why the letters are with me? Because Tatya Sahib had a habit, whatever is written about Baba and his experiences, that should not go elsewhere. So the last line was, after reading the letter, send it back to me. Baba used to say, if you remember, Jinne paya, unne chupaya. It is, whatever was given to me, I should not give it to somebody else. Keep it, follow it, and take advantage of it. But don't just go and, because everyone is not in a position to understand what you have got. But a guru will give you either naam, he'll give you a thing, he may tell you something to do, which Baba has done. If you read the Tatya Sahib was asked to do some poti, Shamaji was given a Vishnu Sahasranam. Deshmukh's mother, who had come there, to her, Baba did not give anything. He said, my Guru has not given to me anything. You look at me, and I'll look at you. What more do you want? A Guru is telling you, I'll look at you. I'll take care of you. What more do you want? Not necessary that what you have in mind, Guru will give you. Guru will give you what you deserve, what he knows. And your final birth or final life or last life, he knows. So why worry about it? Continue in the path. If you have taken a guru, or if that guru is another guru, will appear there. That is definite. And your own guru will make the arrangement. This I am coming to you now after that Keshavrao story. Okay. Okay, that is more important. After the death of Tata Saheb, his wife prepared a locket. In those days it was customary that if your husband is not there, at least something blessed by somebody, or in those days Baba was there, so blessed by Baba, she would keep in the daily puja. So she prepared a locket and sent it to Baba. My grandfather wrote a letter, and that locket was sent in a packet. That packet reached next day in Shirdi by about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock the post used to come. And Shama used to show all the whatever letters have come to Baba, and accordingly he used to write to people. So when the packet was received, he gave it to Baba. Baba held the packet, and he said, Shama, do you know what is inside? He said, Baba, how do you know? You must be knowing what is there. He said, Baba kissed that packet without opening several times. And people had gathered. By 4 o'clock, people used to come for Aarti and Baba's pravachan, whatever used to take place, people used to be there. So all those who had come there, Baba showed them. He said, there are 2 Babas inside. 2 Babas means Baba. 2 Babas inside. And he kissed that packet without opening several times. Finally the packet was opened, and then there was one locket inside with a letter. You can see this. This is a locket. In this locket, now there are both sides, Baba's photographs are there. But one side was Tata Saheb's photograph and one side Baba's photograph. That's why Baba said there are 2 Babas inside this. And this Baba has taken me away. That means he has won over me. That was the exclamation by Baba. There are 2 Babas, and this Baba has taken me away. And this is the locket. And thereafter, he handed it over to Shama. And Shama has written back the letter and sent back the locket. That is why it is with me. My grandmother gave it to me. When that Tata Saheb photograph was taken out, that she also doesn't know, but it was removed. But locket is same. And she had handed it me over. This is the locket which was sent to Baba and brought back. So this Baba has touched this locket, that's why, and I always carry it as a treasure.
And this is the letter of Shama, original letter.
And Shama had written a letter on this subject. Now you can see can you see the date on this? It is 2012. 1912. 2012. And slight bit, I'll read it out. Sashtang Namaskar. No, I'll just give the gist. Sashtang Namaskar and all that, my Vaini Sahib, my mother of my grandfather. 4 वाजता पोस्टाचे एक शिपायाने लॉकेट आणून दिले. 4 o'clock, the postman brought the locket. It was handed over to Baba, and this is what I explained just now. Baba took it in the hand, he kissed it and showed it to everyone and said, there are 2 Babas inside and this Baba has taken me away. Aase Maharaj bolu lagli. This is what Maharaj said. And I am writing down each and every word what he said, not from my pocket. Aase Maharaj bolu lagli, taseच लिहून पाठवली. तसंच I am writing you the exact things. And this is how that locket has come back to us, and that was in our family. In addition to this, Baba had given his kafni on Datta Jayanti to Tata Sahib. Evening 7 o'clock by Aarti, before Aarti time, he sent one boy, go and call that Matara. Old man, call him immediately. Before he reached, there was another boy, 3rd boy. By then, Tata Sahib got ready and walked to masjid. Baba was taking out kafni, stock of his kafni, taking out one by one, looking at it, throwing it away. When Tata Sahib appeared there, he buried. This is good. And as Tata Sahib appeared before him, he put that kafni on him and said, Thandi varyala bari hui. It will be good for you for wind and cold. The meaning was your further journey after the death. That means all care was taken by Baba. Before, he knew everything. That's why he said, Thandi varyala bari hui. It's all good for you. In addition to that, he gave his own rosary. These big beads, black beads, they are also with us. In addition to that, Baba had given 32 coins, 32 rupees, whole silver rupees of British type. 32 rupees were given to Tata Sahib. And my grandfather also received 32 paisas. This is what I have, which my grandmother gave me, and these were received by my grandfather. And they बाकी original size आणि त्याच्या बाजूला ते दाखवा ना. This is the original Sai Satcharit of 1923, which is with me. In addition to that, there are a number of Sai lilas of first 6 years. Sai Satcharitra was being given to Sai devotees in Sai Leela, one chapter at a time, one adhyay at a time. And before that, लाल कपड़ा है ना तो याच्या आधीच आहे. This is what my grandmother had received, the neem leaves and the piece of cloth which used to be lying under the Baba's feet, which he managed to get a piece of cloth from that. Then they later written.
Yeah. Okay, so now
Yeah.
how is your...
I'll go. Keshavrao से खत्म कर देता हूँ. Zaruri hai. Zaruri. I'll give you one story which is not there in Satcharit. There was one Mr. Shri Lakshmanrao Joshi, generally known as Kushabho. Kushabho Joshi. His samadhi is there in Pune. If you come to Pune, it is near Parvati Hill, at the foothills of Parvati Hill. In case you happen to come, do go over there. I'll give you the story which is not available in Sai Sammelan. This Kushabho Joshi was at par with Baba. His guru was one Vakardunda Maharaj. He is Kushabho Joshi, and his guru can you enlarge it a little bit? This was his guru Vakratunda Maharaj. People do not know. He used to start his Sashtang Namaskar 5 o'clock in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon. Non-stop. With the result you can see his chest and body. He is wearing something over it, that's a different issue. But you can see the personality, the aura. Even at this stage you can see that. He went to Ganges and had samadhi in Ganges. Before that, he sent Kushabho to Baba. And Kushabho he could do kimia, alchemy, make gold out of iron, and many other siddhis. But something was left out. So he was sent to Baba. When he came to Baba, Baba immediately said, I'll first express it in Marathi and then I'll tell you in English. त्या वक्रतुंड्याला बुडवून आला आणि आता माझ्याकडे आला. The Vakratundya calling his guru in such a language, not even Vakratundya. He called him Vakratundya. And he said, you drowned him in Ganges and now you come to me. So he was really annoyed inside. But he didn't say anything. Since he had sent him, naturally, he couldn't do that. He stayed there for a few days. He used to be examined. Na? So Baba one day, and that chosen day was Ekadashi. Ekadashi normally people fast. Am I correct? That day, this Kushabho, he went to the market to have something because Shirdi was such a small place in those days. So he thought he could buy something from the market to eat. Nothing he could find. He said, okay, fine, now I'll go take darshan and then I'll go again once again. So he went to masjid. The moment he appeared in Dwarka Mai, Baba said, so you come here. So he had no answer. What have you had in the morning? Nothing. Nothing. He said, will you have an onion? Onion? On Ekadashi day? Baba, if you have it, I'll have it. He said, okay, we'll have it. Baba gave one onion and Baba, he would create anything from anything. He said, okay, take this. One onion given to him, raw onion. Baba could eat. His eyes started watering. One finished, he gave another one. Third one, by the time his people in Shirdi, who were thinking about this Kushabho, why Baba is having some extra attention to Kushabho, they appeared there. Now, this was a lesson to them and to him also. So, in a moment, Baba said, look at this Brahmin. On Ekadashi day he is eating onion. My God, he was really He didn't know what to say. He said, Baba, you had onion, not me. You had onion, that's why I had. He said, I had onion? What nonsense. Jhoot bolta hai? You are talking nonsense? Telling lies? He said, I have not eaten onion. Baba put his fingers in the throat and vomited. Standing here, vomited down, and in those days masjid, it was all, all open. And what he found was, and those people who were gathered, they found that sweet potato pieces falling down on the ground. And that was not all. Keshavrao went down without touching it, without lifting it. He ate all that. Without touching those pieces, he ate. He went down to the ground like a dog or something. He went down and ate all those pieces. Maybe 2, 3, whatever it was. That was the devotion. Baba hit him hard, but that was his blessing. And then he hugged him. He gave him whatever he wanted because he knew, Baba knew what he was. He was 100% gold. Only thing, this much was left out. That was completed. And then he was sent back. Then he came to Pune. He stayed there. So that was Keshavrao. The worst possible thing one could think of. The similar incidents had taken place in Dakshineshwar, Calcutta, with Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Paramahansa as guru. Ramakrishna Paramahansa had throat cancer, and there was a pot kept over there. He used to keep on spitting in that. With the result, the other devotees would not come close to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Vivekananda noticed it, and in front of all those other devotees, he drank that. These are similar incidents. It was a lesson to others. This is my guru, nothing beyond this. This is ultimate. If you can't do this seva, nothing can be done. That is the devotion required for everyone to his guru. It may be today, tomorrow, day after. You never know. He knows your destination. Don't ever think, I have done this much and he is not doing anything. Baba, why don't you do this? Baba knows you. That is why it is saburi. Shraddha and you first steadfast faith. Steadfast faith. And you have to have patience. That is always there. That has to be always there. Okay?
Okay, Sai Ram, very nice. So what we will do now is, I think you all have been waiting for, we are going to play the video where Nulkarji mentioned Dr. Vaman Rao actually took the picture of Baba, the negative.
Yes,
that's the video we are going to play. We did it online. You'll see how Baba looked, and in the end you're going to get that Baba's picture as prasad. You all will get. So, but after that we are going to play the Lakshman Mamaji's Vitthal Mandir. Very, very important. I think you all should know where Das Ganuji used to sit, and we'll talk about that. Okay, let's play.
I'll take 2 sentences. As he was mentioning how Baba used to look, my grandfather had once narrated. Baba was about 5'7", 5'8", in general a tall person. And one thing which my grandfather mentioned, Baba's eyes were sparkling like wild animals. If you see them at night, their eyes sparkle, they shine. Even during daytime, Baba's eyes used to be shining. You can't, trying to look at him, look at his eyes, you couldn't. But if he's looking at you could certainly see the spark and the shine in his eyes. That's how Baba used to look. Initially, when he was slightly young, he was and good looking.
Good. Can you dim out the lights, please? Thank you. And all this material, letters and everything
This is the glass negative which my grandfather's elder brother, Dr. Vaman Nulkar, had taken.
Of what he's going to bring you now. Apparently, this went to Shirdi Sansthan. And you see, there's a breakage. So they broke it and it was fixed. And it was sent to US, connected together. We'll ask Nulkarji when he's back. But this is how actual Baba, was actually. Different negative.
One more thing about
same negative, but I think celluloid and others. This is.
One thing I want to tell you, you just check. You can see the frame sort of a thing, the beam above Baba's head. On the top, above Baba's head, there was a beam, and on the sides, pillars, which are not clearly seen, but you can see that whenever you get the photograph, the side beam, one side beam at least you can see. That's why you can say and vouch that this is the original one.
And I think we'll ask Nulkarji, but Baba is very young, I think in 1908 or somewhere that.
Yes.
Right, Mr. Malik.
Yeah.
This is can you see it now?
No, you have to put it. Yes, now it is clear. Hold on, let me stop it. Yes, now it is clear. Can you raise this a little bit? Okay. Right. अच्छा ये कौन से साल में है बाबा का?
Put it more, Vivekji, gonna put it more on the little bit on the upside, and just in front of your face. Yes,
in your face. हाँ. Wow. ये कौन से साल का होगा? Baba is, I think it must be 1908.
This is around 1909.
Okay. There are two negatives. One is that. What is this? This one.
This is a celluloid made from that glass negative.
Right. थोड़ा अब नजर आ रही है. Yes, exactly. बस यहीं.
Okay, I think this is really great. So I will tell you, thank you. Any questions? So any questions you have for Nulkarji or Gavankarji? Okay.
This is a painting I had done myself. A little before this, I had visited Shirdi, and there were photographs all around, which were, people used to call it Baba's photograph. They were not. They were, of course, there was one Kamu Baba in Bombay, whose photographs were there. A slightly tilted sort of a photograph you must have seen, with beard and all. He used to look like Baba, and in general people used to call him Sai Baba also. But that was not Sai Baba. I was really, I was annoyed. People are buying this Baba's photographs. That's why I went home and done this painting.
Okay. Thank you, Nulkarji. Very nice.
Thank you.
So we'll talk about Lakshman Mamaji, right? Yeah. So, Vitthal Mandir, we have a... So, you have a question? Yes, go ahead. Yes. जो बाबा ने दिया वाटर से किया
चार दिवे लावले होते ना ते म्हणतात नाही चार दिवे नाही ते पंत्या लावले होते ना पाणी
से जो दिए
पंत्या लावले होते
That was very early in his this thing, Sai Satcharit. There were many such things that, like sleeping on that plank. Nobody could ever see Baba climbing down. Similarly, this thing was the Shirdi, this thing, what you call, sailors of this oil and all, they were really, they didn't want to do it to Baba. Because Baba wouldn't pay at that time. Later on, whenever Baba purchased anything, he would pay. But that time they were cheesed off by Babas doing this thing. He used to take the oil and put on the lights. So Shirdi sailors, they stopped. He said, we don't have any more oil. And Baba was the initial stage, and people were walking. People were waiting to see what Baba is going to do next. He went back without any problems. He came back, and he had one tin, which was everything for him. He used to keep oil there, he used to drink water, he used to collect his food also whenever he went for collecting this thing.
Vitthal Mandir. Is it a Vitthal Mandir?
Okay, no, sorry.
He collected water, poured into the lamps and lit them. And people were watching, Shirdi people, and then the news went to the sailors that this is what Baba has done. And then those people really realized that we have done something wrong. But Baba never, he was not bothered about it. He never frowned on those people. His routine was normal. So he didn't bother. Anything more you want to ask? Anybody else? Anybody?
Okay. So I think what we will do is, so very briefly I'll tell you about the Lakshman Mamaji, right? So Lakshman Mamaji, if you would have read in the Pothi that Baba came in the dream. So Bapu Sahib Jog used to do Baba's Aarti. Okay, Pehle first Mega used to do, then when Mega passed away, Bapu Sahib Jog used to do. Then what happened, jab Baba chale gaye, jab Baba took Mahasamadhi, so that evening, there were, lot of confusion in the village, what's going to happen next. And that the next morning, Baba came in the dream of Lakshman Mama. And he said, ye villagers think I am gone, you get up quickly. Come to Dwarka Mai and do the Aarti. So Lakshman Mamaji actually came, Baba's mortal coil is lying on Dwarka Mai. He opens Baba's face, put beetle and dakshina, and he did actually Aarti against the will of all the villagers. Ki, what are you doing, right? So this Lakshmanama, very brief story you'll hear actually, this Lakshmanama story, his name was Ratnavakar. He was like, his family and ancestors were very good in evaluating ornaments. But he was actually related to Shama. So that's why they used to call him Lakshman Mama. So he was a Purohit, and very early days when Baba came, he was not very, positive towards Baba, because he was Kattar Orthodox Brahmin, Lakshman Mama, he was Purohit, right? And Baba's things were little different, right? So he will not go to Dwarka Mai, but once what happened, his son, Bappaji, he got sick, he got really sick. And villagers said, why don't you go to Baba, because Baba will give dhuni, udi, and everything will fix. He said, no, he was very reluctant, how can I go, I don't respect him. But ultimately he ended up going there, Dwarka Mai, and when he entered Dwarka Mai, I'm sure you can guess what's Baba's reaction. Baba really yelled at him, why have you come now, all that stuff, right? And he just, he shut him out. But then he went back to his home. Bappaji was on the bed, before he left for Dwarka Mai, but when he went home, he saw Bappaji playing in the, outside the home. And he was very angry. He said, why are you playing? Go back to, he said, no, I'm fine. He said, what do you mean you're fine? You were just half an hour back, you were very sick. He said, no, Baba came. He put Udi on my head and I'm fine. So when Bappaji, Lakshman Mamaji was in Dwarka Mai, actually Baba went, he did give Udi to him and he was fine. And after that, Lakshman Mamaji was very, he used to go to Dwarka Mai and all that stuff. So he actually was a Purohit of the Vitthal Mandir that you're going to see. And that's where there is a story behind this
Vithoba ji and Rukmani ji, where he found this thing. You're going to hear that story. Lakshman Mama ji and between Baba, how they found it. And their son Bappa ji and Das Ganu ji used to spend most of his time here in this Vittal Mandir. Here he used to write all the Sant scriptures, and Stavan Manjali started there, which he finished in Maheshwar in Madhya Pradesh later, right? So that's what we will hear now.
Vittal Mandir. This is the Vittal Mandir. Sai Bhakta Lakshman Mama Ratnadalki, who had done first Baba's Kakadauti of his Baba Mahasamadhi. ओम साई राम। सभी साई भक्तों को मेरा प्यार भरा नमस्कार। मैं सुशील गजानन रत्नगर की लक्ष्मण मामा जो साई बाबा के परम भक्त थे, उनका मैं 5वां वंशज आज यहाँ पर आपके सामने बैठा हूँ। यहाँ शिरडी में विठल रुक्मिणी मंदिर जो आप देख रहे हो, वहां पर मैं बैठा हूँ। साई बाबा के समाधि मंदिर से 200 मीटर अंतर पर ये विठल रुक्मिणी मंदिर है, जो कि बाबा ने स्थित किया है। बाबा के कर्म गंगों से यहाँ पर ये मूर्तियां स्थित हुई है। जो आप ये मंदिर देख रहे हो, ये बहुत पुराना मंदिर है। बाबा के काल से यहाँ पर सभी साई भक्त लोग और विठल भक्त यहाँ पर दर्शन करने के लिए, और जो भी प्रोग्राम होते हैं, आषाढ़ी एकादशी, कार्तिक एकादशी, ये सब मनाने के लिए यहाँ पर इकट्ठा होते हैं। शिरडी वासी हो या फिर कोई साई भक्त हो, यहाँ पर दर्शन करने के लिए आते हैं। ये मेरे अंकल जी हैं, जगदीश भीमाशंकर रत्नगर की और विनायक भीमाशंकर रत्नगर की, लक्ष्मण मामा के चौथे वंशज। यहाँ पर हम इस वास्तु में बैठे, इस मंदिर में बैठे। लक्ष्मण मामा यानी जिनका वर्णन श्री साई सच्चरित्र अध्याय नंबर 43 इनमें आता है। जब बाबा का महानिर्वाण हो गया, तब उनके सपने में जाकर उन्होंने ये कहा कि मेरी काकड़ आरती करने के लिए तू आ जा। सब लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं गुजर गया हूं, लेकिन मैं गुजरा नहीं हूं, मैं यहाँ पर ही हूं। इसका साक्ष्य जिस दिन बाबा का महानिर्वाण हुआ शिरडी में 1998 दशहरे के समय, उस टाइम लक्ष्मण मामा के सपने में आए बाबा जी, और उन्होंने बोला कि आप मेरी काकड़ आरती करो, चलो उठो, बापू साहब जो आज आने वाले नहीं, उनका समझ हो गया कि मैं गुजर गया। बाबा का ये सपना, खुद बाबा का सपना हमारे परदादा लक्ष्मण मामा उनके सपने में आया था, तो वो सपना टूट गया और वो सुबह सुबह उठ गए। तो उन्होंने स्नान संध्या किया और द्वारका माई के पास गए। द्वारका माई में दयाजय पटेल कोट की उनकी गोदी के ऊपर बाबा का देह रखा था, तो उनके वो बोले उनके चरण पर जल डाल के आदमी जाने के बाद उनका हैंड क्लोज होता है, हैंड ओपन हो गया। तांबूल, वीड़ा, दक्षिणा सब उनका उसके ऊपर रखा, और बाबा का पार्थिव देह जहाँ अभी बुटीवाड़ा है, जहाँ बाबा का कृष्ण मंदिर बनने वाला था, वहाँ कृष्ण मंदिर के पास साईं की समाधि है। पिताजी और पिताजी के पिताजी, इनके बाद लक्ष्मण मामा, और लक्ष्मण मामा हमारे ग्रैंडफादर परदादा थे, जो बाबा के निस्सिम भक्त थे। बाबा के साथ उनका एक अनोखा रिश्ता तैयार हुआ था, जो हमारे इसी एपिसोड में आपको सबको मालूम पड़ जाएगा। अभी इस विठल मंदिर में हम लोग जो बैठे, वो विठल मंदिर कैसा निर्माण हुआ, इससे पहले वो कहाँ था, और उसका भी एक इतिहास क्या है, वो भी जानकारी इसके अंदर आपने को देखनी है, हम सबको पता चलने वाली है। अभी जो लक्ष्मण मामा को बाबा ने दृष्टांत दिया काकड़ आरती करने का, काकड़ आरती कब हुई, किसके द्वारा हुई और कैसी चालू हुई,
उसके बाबा के निर्वाण पश्चात किसने की, ये भी इसके अंदर हम लोग मालूम करने वाले हैं। तो आइए हम सब चालू करते हैं। अभी ये जो विठ्ठल मंदिर है, ये विठ्ठल मंदिर बाबा का ही एक आशीर्वाद है, और बाबा का विठ्ठल मंदिर से, विठ्ठल भगवान से क्या नाता था, वो नाता हम लोग देखेंगे। तो ये बाबा साक्षात विठ्ठल प्रभु के, विठ्ठल भगवान के एक अवतार, जो दासगण महाराज, इनको बाबा ने दृष्टांत देके बता दिया कि मैं ही सब कुछ हूं। जिस भगवान को आप चाहते हैं वो भगवान मेरे अंदर, मेरे तरफ सब लोगों को दर्शन देगा। जो जिसका आशा स्थान है, जो जिसका पूजा स्थान है, वो यहाँ आने के बाद में उसी रूप में मैं आपको दर्शन दूंगा। आपकी जो पूजा है वो आप, जो आपके गुरु है, जो आपके धार्मिक गुरु है या कोई आपके भगवान है, उनको ही आप पूछते जाओ, आपका भला हो जाएगा। और भला करने वाला मैं नहीं तो ऊपर वाला है, और ये बाबा ने साबित कर दिया है। ऐसे बहुत कुछ सवाल हम लोगों को पढ़ते हैं, उसका भी जवाब इसके अंदर आ जाएगा। चलो आइए देखते हैं कि साईं बाबा और लक्ष्मण मामा, ये दोनों का रिश्ता पहले हम लोग देखेंगे। साईं बाबा के निस्सिम भक्त लक्ष्मण मामा कुलकर्णी उर्फ रत्न पारखी, ऐसे दो सरनाम इन लोगों उनको होते थे, जो यहाँ पे एक वैद्य का भी काम करते थे, और गांव का जो मुखिया का जो कुलकर्णी, जो दस्तावेज वगैरह ऐसा रखते थे, ऐसी पदवी उनको, दो पदवी थी, एक रत्न पारखी और एक कुलकर्णी, ऐसी दो पदवियां रहती थी। और दोनों पदवियां जो इनके पास रहती थी, इनके वंशजों के पास रहती थी, इनके दादाजी परदादा के पास रहती थी, वो आगे चल के यहाँ तक आई। अभी बाबा, ये लक्ष्मण मामा का पहला रिलेशन था क्या? नहीं था। लक्ष्मण मामा और बाबा ये एक दूसरे को जो भी कुछ काम करना है, कुछ करना है, तो पहले जाके बाबा को बोल के फिर काम को जाते थे। लक्ष्मण मामा साईं बाबा को शुरू में मानते नहीं थे, क्योंकि उस टाइम में थोड़ा सा बाबा के ऊपर श्रद्धा, कोई भी नया कोई आया फकीर तो उसके प्रति, या कोई लोग आए तो उसके ऊपर श्रद्धा नहीं रहती थी। और श्रद्धा क्यों नहीं रहती? क्योंकि उसको जो जब तक हम लोग उसको पूरा साबित नहीं करते कि ये कौन है, कहाँ से आया, इसका मकसद क्या है, और ये आपने को कुछ अपने से मांगने के लिए आया, लूटने के लिए आया क्या, ऐसा मन में बहुत सारे सवाल होते थे। और उसी टाइम कुछ अपने ऊपर मुगलों का राज था, और मुगलों के राज में बहुत सारे लोग उसी टाइप के गुप्तचर बन के धर्म परिवर्तन के लिए शिरडी में या परिसर में या पूरे अपने इधर आते थे। और उसी में का एक भाग, ये क्यों नहीं होगा, ये शासक थे, इसलिए लक्ष्मण मामा इनके ऊपर शक खाते थे कि ये कोई दूसरा आदमी तो नहीं है, क्यों इसके चक्कर में आ जाए, कुछ हमको ये कर देगा। तो ये बाकी कुछ तो उनके अंदर सवाल दूसरे पैदा नहीं हुए। लेकिन जब उनको मालूम पड़ा कि बाबा यही भगवान है, ऐसा एक प्रसंग आया कि एक दिन उनके बेटे 8 साल के थे, उनका नाम था बप्पा जी। तो बप्पा जी जब 8 साल के थे तो वो बीमार पड़ गए। बीमार पड़ने के बाद में वैद्य हकीम होते हुए भी लक्ष्मण मामा उनको ठीक नहीं कर सके। फिर उन्होंने उनको छोड़ दिया। बौद्ध ये सब कुछ करने के बाद में उनकी जो पत्नी है, यानी बप्पा जी दादा की माँ, वो बोली बाबा को कुछ तो भी बता के तो आओ, कुछ फर्क पे मिल जाए, अच्छा हो जाए। तो ये बोले मैं तो अभी कैसे जाऊं उनके पास, मैं तो उनको जाता नहीं, उनके पास जाता नहीं, उनको कोई मानता नहीं। तो फिर उनके हक के लिए, उनके लिए वो वहां पे द्वारका माई में गए। द्वारका माई में जाने के बाद में बाबा जी वहां पे उनके ऊपर कोस गए, चिल्ला ले हम इसके ऊपर, क्रोधित हो गए, उनको निकाल दिया।
Okay, so I think this video will posted in the interest of time, but I'll give you the short. The विट्ठल जी जो हैं, ये एक्चुअली पंढरपुर में की नदी से आई थी। ओके, चंद्रभागा नदी जो है। सो लक्ष्मण मामा एक्चुअली वंस वेंट टू बाबा's के परमिशन लेके ही वेंट टू पंढरपुर, एंड देन ही वाज टेकिंग बाथ इन द चंद्रभागा रिवर एंड ही फाउंड समथिंग रियली हैवी एंड ही कुडंट होल्ड इट. So then when he touched, he saw it was actually Vithoba's idol. So it was so heavy that he couldn't pick it, and then he came back to Shirdi, And when he went to Baba, Baba was really mad. He said, why? You came again empty-handed? You didn't bring patil. So patil means Vithoba. So Baba said, go back. He said, how will I, now I will find it or not? Yeah, he said, go back. And he went back. He took shower. He again found, and Vithoba, this idol, and Rukmaniji, he brought it there. This is very hundreds, more than hundreds years during Baba's time, right? So we'll put it on the Telegram channel, you can see, but I think most important is you should hear from Bappaji, his son. He was 95 years old when Baba, when this interview was taken in 1985, and he was 25 years old when Baba took Mahasamadhi. So pretty mature, very young, who actually recollects everything. That also will play very short, and later we'll put it on the channel.
Okay. So, Sarthak ji, is everyone there? सब आ गए हैं?
Gavankar, right? How? Was 18. Mute yourself. Actually, now you should be able to unmute. I have made you co-host. ठीक है? So अब आप mute कर सकते हो आप अपने आप को. I will move to the interview. Okay.
So I think we'll put it in the interest of time and people have to or we will put it on the channel.
So how we will do is, I have put the pauses
That's
at
Bappa,
the right
stop
junctures where we
You can
can.
pause it. That's Bappaji. Actually, you will get to hear, we read a lot of books and there is always information loss. That's always there. So it's always good to, this is the treasure for all of us that we have, Bappaji. Yesterday in the mandir we played Balaji Pillav Gurav. I don't know how many of you know, he was the first Sansthan cashier. और जब बाबा ने महासमाधि हुई, when he was given the last bath, उनका जो लंगोट था वो उनके पास है. So if anyone is going to Shirdi, connect with Akshay. We'll guide you how you can take darshan of that. So, and then Uddhav ji, Shama's son, right? His audio interview, the professor in Italy, he took the audio interview of these guys, of all these devotees, and you get to know actual what was Baba's daily routine. Baba used to go to Lendi Bagh. Baba का नियम था लेंडी बाग सुबह और दोपहर को 2 बजे जाना. And when he used to go, अंदर कोई नहीं जाता था, सिर्फ अब्दुल बाबा और बाबा जाते थे. और नंदा दीप में when you go, Baba Abdul get buckets of water and he'll throw on 4 directions and he'll talk to Drivya Dishti. So all this stuff, you'll get to know Baba क्या करते थे. Bappa जी ने काफी लीलास बताई है. जैसे जो नूलकर जी ने बताई थी कि जो तात्या साहिब last moments थे, Bappa ji mentioned that I was in the Dwarka Mein and this was happening and Tate Sahib did that. So all these very interesting things, it's Marathi but it's been translated by your fellow devotees to English, okay? All right, so I think I will thank Ramji and the Mandir committee, very nice. Thanks for organizing. Thank you.
Okay. Just don't go away. The last few minutes are going to be very precious. We humbly request you, with great patience, you've sat for so long. 5-10 मिनट के लिए और सब्र करिए. But before that, our audience has a question. आपने वो लॉकेट दिखाया ना जो, वो लॉकेट वो नजदीक से देख सकते हैं क्या? वो पूछ रहे हैं, अगर ना तो ना, लेकिन देख सकते हैं. आपके हाथ में रखिए, आपको देना नहीं है. आप अगर ऐसे करके रखेंगे तो नजदीक आके जो भी इंटरेस्ट है वो देखेंगे. But before we proceed any further, as we said, Gavankar Sahab and Tatya Sahab have come all from India. At this age, they have taken the trouble to come here. Why? To bring us these beautiful leelas that we have never heard before. As a token of appreciation, the temple has organized some small tokens of gratitude for Shriman Tatya Sahab and Shriman Gavankar. I will first request Raghav, please come forward. Gavankar Sahab और बा भी है ना, मिसेस गांवकर आई गांवकर आने दीजिए उनको. आने दीजिए. बाबा का सॉल्व नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, इसके बाद बाबा का जमुना और प्रेमाताई बाबा का शॉल लेके आना ऊपर से 2 मिनट 2 मिनट। भाई थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग सो फार। बहुत कष्ट लिया आप लोगों ने।
हमको भी अच्छा लगा।
प्लेजर फॉर टू हैव
कष्ट नहीं है, प्यार है।
This is Kaku. This is Mrs. Gavankar, who has also accompanied Gavankar Sahib to the temple.
हमको अच्छा लगा। ये सब बाबा के भक्त है। हमारे बाबा के भक्तों को मिलने को कष्ट नहीं होते। अच्छा लगता है, प्यार लगता है।
दो मिनट दो सब वो बाबा का शॉल लेने गए ऊपर से। बाबा को जो शॉल चढ़ाया वही हम हमारे मंदिर में बाबा को जो शॉल चढ़ा।
हमको कुछ कष्ट नहीं है, हमको प्यार है सबसे। हाँ, हमको कुछ भी कष्ट नहीं है, हमको प्यार है आप सबसे। आपको देख के ऐसा लगता है कि आप कितना प्यार करते बाबा से। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है देखने को।
और ये मंदिर जो भी यहाँ बना है,
हाँ,
ये हम सार्वजनिक, ये मंदिर सबका मंदिर है। ये मंदिर इन लोगों के लिए बनाया है।
तो आपके बिहेवियर से मालूम पड़ता है। मैं देख रही हूँ सब।
बाबा का प्रेम आपको इन लोगों में दिखा है। ये प्रमाण यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं।
ये इतने टाइम बैठे हैं ना, यही प्रेम है।
हाँ, हम उनको लाएंगे, आप दे दीजिए। हाँ, हाँ। आइए माधव, सलोनी बहन। हाँ, अभी क्या करेंगे हम लोग? हाँ, आ रहे हैं। नहीं, छोटा सा सम्मानित, स्मॉल टोकन ऑफ गिफ्ट आता है। सब वहाँ आ जाइए। वो थाल आ गया बाबा का। पहना दीजिए उनको। गला में पहनाना पड़ता है। हाँ, पूरा ऐसे डालिए, ऑल रैप कर दीजिए। गावनकर साहब आइए। माधव आइए। काकू आइए। फोटो यहाँ से देंगे ना, फोटो बांटेंगे ना। अभी जो बाबा का फोटो, ओरिजिनल फोटो जो है वो तात्या साहब और गावनकर साहब यहाँ बांटेंगे। बहुत लोगों ने ये पूछा है, many of you have asked to see that locket. One request, Tatya Sahib will wear the locket on him. You can go close to him and see the locket, but they have humbly requested you not to touch the locket. अभी आप लोग आ जाएंगे फोटो लेने के लिए और इनसे प्रणाम लेने के लिए, लेकिन पहले हमारे मंदिर के ट्रेडिशन के अनुसार जो हमारे सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं पहले वो आएंगे। उसके बाद सबको बहुत प्रेम के मंदिर ने वहां पे पूरा स्नैक्स तैयार किया है। आप जाते वक्त स्नैक्स ले जाएंगे अपने साथ में, ठीक है? वी विल फर्स्ट हैव आवर सीनियर सिटीजन्स, डिस्टिंग्विश्ड सीनियर सिटीजन्स टू कम फर्स्ट एंड दे कैन कम मीट तात्या साहब एंड गावंकर साहब।
रिक्वेस्ट है कि लॉकेट को कोई टच नहीं करेगा, जस्ट दर्शन लेगा। हम 2 फोटो आपको प्रसाद के रूप में दे रहे हैं। दैट इज वन व्हाट यू सीन द ओरिजिनल फोटो ऑफ बाबा's negative from what is negative from negative what we got it positive, that is one. And secondly जो डॉक्टर गवनकर के थे जो बाबा जो पेंटिंग के रूप में आए थे, that is in a small this thing, so we'll give you this and don't rush, be in a queue, okay? And anything, any update, whatever your photographs and you all are seeing the videos, that is on that is Sai Sammelan on Telegram. If anything
Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, 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 Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Jai Jai Sai Ram, Sai. Jai Jai Sai